Hello, good morning. This is Kenya News Alerts and this is Morning Tea Show with your host House of Zulfa. Alafu leo niwaletea mgeni. What I introduce?
Hello, I'm Philip Lewis and I'm happy to be here with you today. Welcome.
Relax. Just relax, yeah?
Yeah.
So Lewis,
Yes.
tuambie. Umesema aje Lewis?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lewis, tell us about you kidogo.
Okay. I'm a Christian. Today's on a Sunday, so that's one thing. I'm 21. Yeah, and I love being me. Okay. Firstly,
Okay. Sawa. Sawa.
I've never been to a studio, so
Okay. Sawa. Tuanze tena. Okay, so but today you're welcome. You're welcome here.
thank you. It's my
At K.N.A
pleasure.
News Alerts TV. So today we're going to talk about the conflicts. Kuna kitu ambayo inajulikana mpaka mtoto akizaliwa leo atakuwa anajua. Sawa? It is the political issue, you know, between the Luo and the Kikuyus. You know, sio unajua hiyo kitu ambayo ilifanyika pia 07 tukapigana sana. I don't know kama si watu wa other tribes who are fighting ama just only these two tribes that are fighting, you know. What do you think about that? Why is it that everything that is political lazima ikuwe about the Luo and the Gikuyus?
Okay, since independence, those two tribes are like they have been on a clash. It's like we have our own titans and Olympians in Kenya.
Fighting.
Yeah, they're always fighting. But one thing about our fighting is that this never end. Because I remember my history teacher in primary was like, there was this one time Jomo Kenyatta went to Kisumu, and he was thrown stones at. The stones was thrown. Even like the recent one, where the former president went to Nini, it happened. But this one was different because it is said that, I don't know if it is a conspiracy, I just heard that he ordered that all those men who did that to be circumcised, like by force. And that...
Now who ordered?
The president.
Uhuru ama Jomo
No,
Kenyatta?
the president and Jomo Kenyatta. And I was like, is that even possible?
You know, by the way, you know, just risking it, yeah. Even my primary teacher, my social studies then, teacher was like, there was the way that now the Raila awongea, it is because something happened to him. I don't know if it's Moi or Jomo Kenyatta ordered the two. I don't know.
Okay.
But you know, the thing is, there are other tribes. Took 42 tribes.
43.
43.
Yeah.
Because of the Indians now.
No, kuna zingine ilitokea. The one from Nini, Congo. Yenye ilikujanga huko na ikaishi Mombasa. Yeah.
Unaona update sasa. Kumbe your history is good. Yeah. So, there are other tribes. We had like 43.
Yeah.
So tukitoa wawili 41 of Acha Waluo and the Luo and the Gikuyus, yeah? And we are here as Kenyan people, and it's like we have no voice when it comes to political issues. Only these two tribes talking. Mara ndako mulima, Murima wamesema aje na the lake people wamesema aje. Utasikia eti the eastern people wamesema aje, the Nile, the
Masai,
the Samburu people wamesema aje. You know, only late tumeanza kusikia. Okay, tumekuwa maybe 3 tribes kidogo because of the president wetu ni sai
Ruto
ni Mkale, the Kalenjin, you know. So it affects us as a people because they fight, and it's like sisi tumesimama hapo wengine hapo kando, let them talk, you know. Let them talk eti wamesema aje, tunaangalia mlima, tunaangalia maji, you know. And it is there have been a lot of bloodshed because of that. There have been a lot of things happening that are not good for the other tribes. And the question is, why doesn't other tribes, now other people talk about it? Ama want to get involved? Because ukisema, for example, Wakamba ni Kalonzo ni kama tu ako tu up, you know. It's like Raila, Uhuru, babake
Jomo
Kenyatta
and Odinga,
Kibaki, Raila. And
Moi, Raila.
Yeah, but then Raila was from time ya Moi,
from time ya Kenyatta,
Jomo. Yeah, na babake walonga time ya nini?
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? That is a question. As a citizen, as another tribe of this
as another tribe of this loving country.
Of this country, as a people, how, because these political issues, you know, why are there only two tribes talking? Why is that?
Okay, the reason is because we are told with everything there must be a beginning. So we can imagine that the beginning, in the beginning there were no, those other tribes were not even heard anywhere.
No heard anywhere. Unajua ukisema hivyo, kuna mtu kama Masaku. Masaku like was there kwa mlima akienda kupanda hiyo stuff hapo. The Masaku people also fought.
Yes,
Kamas
they did.
also fought.
Yes, they did.
You know,
yeah.
I don't miss the scare about the Maasai fighting. But I've not heard about the Maasai. But hata bado kwa history, I don't know, sijasikia. Nimesikia kuna watu kama wao au Masako, kuna watu kama Mekatilili wa Menza from the Giriama people. There are which other tribes? You know? But they did fight. But we only told about Dedan Kimanthi. We only taught about Jomo Kenyatta fighting, you know, but we are not taught about other people, other tribes that fought. Yeah, but they did fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because what was the 6, the Kapenguria 6, kuna tribes ngapi kwa the Kapenguria 6? Do you know the Kapenguria 6?
I used to
Let me
sing
they
them.
confirm them because
I used to sing them.
That was David Nani, Jomo Kenyatta. Let us go back then and see the Kapenguria 6. There are other tribes there. You know, it wasn't only the Luos and the Nini and the Gikuyus. Let me see the Kapenguria 6, yeah? So that thing really, me unisumbua. And I used to ask my mom back in 07 nilikuwaga class kitu. And I remember asking my mom, like,
Johawa,
why? Sema?
Bildad Kagia, Kungu Karumba, Jomo Kenyatta, Fred Kubai, Paul Ngei, and Achieng Oneko.
Now I'm searching how many tribes.
The tribes.
How many tribes are
See,
there in the
Bildad Kagia ni?
Kagia. Inaweza ni Mbere ama something. Are there in the Kapenguria 6? Because I was asking my mom, how is it that only two people, and my mom was like, atujui imekuwa tu hivyo tangu the beginning of Kenya, you know, sawa, and tumekuwa like, okay, sawa. Paul Ngei, is Ngei Kamba?
Yeah.
Sindio? Kubai?
Okay. I think that is it a Luo or what? I can't lie, I don't know.
Okay, the thing is, I can say yes. The thing is, other tribes fought. Sawa? Okay, I think at the end kulibaki Odinga na Jomo Kenyatta. No, Jomo Kenyatta akuwa prime minister. And then they said that those people sacrificed, the Luo people sacrificed something, you know, for Kenya. But I think that other tribes too sacrificed because they didn't come only uko kwa central na at the lake. They came also Mombasa. In fact, when they arrived on Mombasa kwanza 1849. That's when they arrived in kuletwaje somewhere Mombasa. Somewhere.
Is it the
They arrived there. The thing is they arrived.
Yeah.
And tribes fought for their land. Everyone everywhere was fighting for their land. Okay, you say when it came to push and shove, ati walibaki watu wawili. But the Kapenguria 6 walikuwa ni watu ambao they were there to take this government, to tell the people to go away. You know, the Mau Mau also and stuff. But I think everyone should be involved in this. I think we need like a Maasai president, you know, sawa kuna mtu ambaye alikuwa ananiambia Tanzania, I don't know if it was a real thing then, alikuwa ananiambia eti huu mwaka ukuwa na president ambaye ni Mkristo, mwaka mwingine kuna kwamba ni Muislamu, you know, that's what they do. I don't know, sija research bado nikajua vizuri, but I think we need that kind of thing in Kenya, yeah? Because how can only 2 tribes? Sasa kama kuna issue ambayo ina trend sasa inabaki ule Luo, kuna this Luo person ambaye kwa ni soldier number 1 wa Raila, ametusi wa Kikuyu sana, amekuwa like a lot of things that I will not say here in live, you know, but and then the Kikuyu will come again and speak something. So as I'm asking, how do you feel as another tribe? How do you feel when it's like you don't have a say, only 2 tribes are going to sit on that chair?
Okay, I feel inferior. I feel invisible. Like no matter what I do, I can never be known, you know. They're like even if I want to run for president today, I like for example take the one Wajakoya. Wajakoya did not fail because he did not have good politics. He failed because the strongholds did not know Wajakoya is. Like they were like, we know Raila, we know Ruto, but we don't know these others. Unaona? Aya Ruto had a Kikuyu backup, the one mwenye ametupa. So you are like these 2 people without if you are a Kamba, if you are not going to stand either with a Kikuyu or a Luo,
you're not going to do anything. So what is that? Why can't a Kamba just stand themselves na tujue now this Kamba is good, now this Kamba is going to go, this Kamba is going to become ama this Masai ama this like Taita. In fact kuna watu kwa politics
Taita, do I know any? I don't
ambao tunawajua like tunawajua vizuri. Kuna Wagiriama ambao tunawajua isipokuwa tukatilili Menza, you know. Kuna whether Mijikenda people, you know. Kuna watu, kuna Mbere, any Meru person. In fact kama ni the former governor of Meru somewhere,
Kawira Mwangaza.
Yeah, enda kauka Kawira.
Is she former?
Yes, in fact I'll get impeached. I'll get impeached, impeached. So the thing is, what is that? Like lazima stick na one tribe ndo tukujue politically, you know. Na nani kwanza mwenye alifanya kwanza nini isikuwe Machakos? Inaitwa aje? Capital ilikuwa ikuwe Machakos. Si ndio?
Yeah, by the way.
Like ikabaki itakuwa ipelekwe
Nairobi. I used to hear that story.
You know, politically, and you say that we did not fight, but politically we were like there. Back then, we were like there.
Yeah, for example, like Masako.
Yeah.
Not Masako, I mean Syokimau. She predicted a metallic snake.
Yeah.
That would come with a white man. And they were like,
but then Syokimau was a woman.
Yeah, Syokimau was like a woman. And she predicted of a white snake, white metallic snake, that would come with a white-clad man. So the people were like, what? And then after the white man come the white man, come the snake, which is the tree.
The tree, yeah.
Yeah, so
even
like
Mekatili wa Menza said the same thing. Said something about snakes. I don't know, they didn't, but you know, hey, we should like really talk about this. Let's go back there in history and let us meet Syokimau. Back then when you didn't know about anything about the Western person. Back then when you used to do barter trade. Back then when the Kambas were doing the long trade, they were leading in the long trade, long distance trading. And the Wanyamwezi from Tanzania and from coastal people and the Arabs and the Transaran. And you know, we were doing barter trade with no money and stuff. We didn't know anything. Okay, we had politics, but not the politics of today.
No.
I think we lived as one people, as a Kenyan people.
And the
best... like, people are from there.
Okay, the best thing
what used to happen back then?
The best thing was, if I remember history, when I was in primary, social studies was divided. There was social studies and then there was history. So my history teacher used to tell me...
Goja. Which
in school there, yeah. So I used to say that Kenya was one. Okay, Africa was one. there was no Kenya, there was no Uganda. Or
Yeah,
what.
there's no Tanganyika.
Yeah, the boundaries were put by the Nini.
These people, when they came to the scramble and partition of
Yeah,
Africa.
yeah. So you would find we were ruled by, us Kambas were ruled by Nini.
A chief.
Kikuyus still we were ruled by.
But this chief did not meet and be like, unajua sasa nini.
No.
This just to know that we are going to trade with them. Like the way the Maasais and the Kambas had like conflicts, the Ngombe and stuff. So they used to like go and steal for each other.
Yeah.
What did the Gikuyu do, by the way, then?
The Kikuyus? I think Kikuyus were,
we don't know. This thing is so confusing because in the mention of these things, you don't know what the Gikuyus were doing.
Yeah.
You don't know what the Luos were doing.
Luos were fishermen.
Yeah, but were they like long distance trading?
No.
No, we don't know anything about them.
They were fishermen.
We just know that they say the Kisii, like for example, the moment that you hear the Kisii people in being now like discussed, inaanzanga tu like na vita. Unasikia the Kisii came and they dislocated the people of Shugwaya.
Yeah.
They came, they fought those people and those people are displaced. Alafu wakapita wakaenda huko. Unaona? So that's when you hear them and you don't know anything else about them. Unasikia?
Yes.
But there's mention of the Kamba people. There's mention of the Maasai people. There's mention of the Nandi people, the Giriama people, the Mijikenda, But then, I don't know where in history we went, and as a Kenyan people, tukafika pata other tribes to go to like Apo. What happened, though?
We were swallowed. We were swallowed by the big fishes.
They did sell us out.
Yeah,
they did sell us out.
Do you know, right now, Zulfa, I can tell you, name 10 of the 42 tribes. Unaweza name? No. Yesterday I was talking to my sister and we were like, so how many tribes are there? But we were talking about like marriage and stuff, and we were like, so we were like saying, let us write down which kind of person do you want to get married to. So like, tuandike chini. Let me tell you, I couldn't mention like 7 of them. Yeah, like
just like other tribes. But then, what other tribes? I don't know what are the tribes in Gari. I was like the Gikuyu, the Kisii, the Luo, the Baluya, the Taita, the Kamba.
Abagusi Mbere.
Abagusi nitashata Abagusi wa kwanza.
Ushasema?
Yeah.
Like,
and then we were like, because wanafanya tulikuwa like, hebu tuandike chini, who do you want to marry you? Which tribe do you want to marry you, And we were like, so tukafika hapo tulikuwa like, and then basically, okay, other tribes then. Other tribes because atukumbuki. Other tribes. And that is not okay.
Do you know, speaking of marriage, there is this conspiracy that says if there are different types of women to marry. If you want to get rich, marry a Luo or a Kamba. A Luya or a Kamba. Yeah.
Where?
A Luya or a Kamba. If you want to come from being rich to poor, marry a Kikuyu.
Why? But I think that
because she will spend from you, but a Luo or a Kamba, a Luo will spend on you.
Oh yeah.
A Kamba will help you grow. Unaona? A Luya too will help you grow. And but a Kikuyu, I don't know why people get to be so
too personal with the Kikuyus, and they're like don't marry a Gikuyu. But then there's this person was like, do not marry a Gikuyu woman because it is something, I don't know, ama nafaa kusema, but they were like they kill you. They organize something, ama they take the money.
Yeah, when you become rich, they organize that you die. What they will tell you to buy land in their home, and then they.
But is that true?
Okay, partially, yeah. Because there is a story I used to hear when I was young that I don't know, he was a family friend that he married a Kikuyu. They sired. They sired, I think, 3 kids. And then once, the man relocated to the homeland of the lady. Because the lady was like, see, at home, my father's brothers are selling land. Instead of them selling to strangers, why don't we buy and relocate there? So the man was like, well, if that's what you want. So she said that behind every successful man. So the woman, there was like, okay, they went. After 2 weeks of relocating, the man died mysteriously. The man died mysteriously. He was beaten at night. It is claimed. It is some said that it was the wife's organizing, others the brothers-in-law. So you never know. So it is said that the wife, the man died mysteriously, and the wife inherited everything.
She obviously.
Yeah, because
and this is why going back like to political things, you know, and then you're told if you go to the Luo people, if you're married to a Luo person, they're still going to marry their own tribe at some point.
Yeah.
So the thing is, back to the question that I want to ask before we get into this marriage stuff is, how comes that their political issues are like so that way? Like, there's a secret that we don't know that happened back then when now Kenya was becoming ours. Hapo kwa independent, kwa ile meza walikuwa wamekaa. Did something happen? Kuna kitu ambayo, was there some betrayal? Because there's like a lot of venom between these two people. Yeah. And the way they feel they're so entitled to Kenya and the political and the future of Kenya is just like, you know, there. But sisi naona wakisi wameanza kukuja, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where they're coming from, you know, and they're kufukuzwa Kenya.
This Kenya without Kisii.
Kuna petition endelea wakisi wafukuzwe Kenya. I don't know why walikuwa wafukuzwa Kenya. Yeah, there was a petition going on, so. But I see they're coming now politically. Kuna kina Matiang'I, and they want Matiang'I to become the president.
Hey, I can vote.
For Matiang'I?
Yeah, I can vote for it. Like, really, do you know that man? That man was like, when I was in school, I always said, if someday I ever get to leadership point, I would just want to be like Matiang'I, because everything goes his way, like naturally.
Yeah,
he does not have to come to and start inspecting or giving promises. No,
he will speak what is supposed to be spoken,
and then he will come and find it.
And he will follow. But then, you know, when he became the first CS of education, I remember seeing it on television that he went to St. Charles Luanga in Kitui. It is in Kitui. Alifika tu like normal. Ako anajua kuna kuja CS ama nini. Just normal. Si ndio shule ambayo ina pass kabisa. Let us go and see what happens there, you know. And alifanya tu kuland. Akafika tu, you know. And he was like, what is going on? Akapata hakuna teachers wako in class, sawa? Akapata walimu wako tu hapo, you know. And then teachers were like, where? And the principal was fired just on that spot. Wow. Why are your teachers not in class? Kunafaa kuwa saizi watu wako lab. Why is that not happening? You're the principal. You should make everything, you know. And there was this thing that was going on. Kuna huyu bado ndo Morara Kebaso something, you know. Accent ya Wakisi. So pia na yeye pia nasikia anataka kuwa president. I don't know Wakisi wanna come. Maybe things are going to change right now. You know, maybe things are going to be like, now we don't want all these two tribes speaking about our country, like they're the only people who are they have the right to speak about everything, you know. So maybe because these Kisis are coming, like they're really coming for this thing. Sawa. Na sijui wametaka wapi man. Wamekam tu. Wamekam.
I used to hear about that Kisii kufukuzwa.
Yeah.
Ikiwa kama meme.
No, it was a real thing. There was a petition and stuff.
There was once a time that their hospital ilikuwa meme wako like Sibitari. Wameandika with CIBITARI. Sibitari. And you're like God, tumechoka sasa.
No, let us go back there. Like kwa post ya hospitali.
Yeah, Sibitari.
It's like the Kisii name.
No.
Sibitari.
Sibitari. Hospital. Imewekwa kwa mlango ya dispensary. Sibitari. And you're like, God, I am...
We are tired.
Please.
Take these people mwapeleke hapo Uganda ama Tanzania, isn't it? But they're intelligent people. But then if you meet like a real Kisii, they're really intelligent. Like lawyers and doctors and people, they are really intelligent.
I had this friend once when I was in high school. He was quite charming. Yeah, then Kisii
and really charming and confident. Like, you don't stand a chance if a man mwenye ni Mkisia amekuja place, you don't stand it, because they have this confidence and this charm. Utapata tu like you're married in that tribe, evil, you know. And hey, because I remember I used to have like this a friend of mine back in like high school. I'm going to go Mora. Sawa, Mora, Debbie Mora, you know, was like, amenyamaza kutua hapo. Yes, accent ni Mkisi nini unadhani fala, but wewe everything iko tu huko A's and stuff. I think right now like she's a doctor or something. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So these people are coming. These people are coming.
Well, like this Kisii, if the Kisii rise, do you know it will be the beginning of almost everything, every tribe rising
because
up.
we know when it comes like, you know, I don't know why we let these people like be the people. Like for that long we've been living only two tribes to speak.
Imagine.
For us to be our elect leaders, there's just two tribes, and we are like we are 43 people in this nini. So you know, so we should, all of us, get a chance there. All of us should get a chance there. Unaona? So if now the Kisis are waking up, maybe now the Giriama will wake up, maybe now the Mbere people will wake up and be like, okay, now we want what is ours. We want to be able to eat that cake that is being eaten there. Okay? So as we go on, I want us to go like you know, let us see if there's comments, and then we'll read the comments. Hapa naona kuna Ann Kemboy. Ann Kemboy anasema that is true. Like we have been only letting two people lead us. Si vizuri. Na Kenya kuna watu wengi. Wacha sasa Wakisii waamke tuendelee na hivyo na tribes zingine ziamke. Aha, naona kuna Kevin Nyasuje anasema yes, it is a very difficult thing and a very confusing thing. I grew up just knowing it's like only a Luo president should be, or a Gikuyu president.
Yes.
And what is that? But then same.
Just because they were there during the the ruling.
Were there.
Yeah, I mean, just because they were the first one to rule doesn't mean
that they should rule forever.
For
it's
a
like
time.
an hereditary thing now.
No,
it
it's
has become
not
hereditary right now. It has become like only, but I see after Uhuru ni nani? Mtoto wake.
Yeah.
After nani ni nani?
That is not how it should be. As a country, we should know that this country belongs to all of us.
All of us.
Not just one person.
No.
Not just one tribe. Because just that I personally hate politics. Just that because like.
No, but you should. But then I used to say like. When someone asked me politics, I'm like, no, politics are
don't give me politics.
But then I came to realize how, as a person, if you don't know your politics, if you don't know your politics, then you don't know your rights, then you don't know the laws of Kenya, then you don't know what you are as a citizen.
Yes.
So you're going to let these people just carry you kama upepo, like wakienda tu hivi kama windsocks, wakienda tu hivi unaenda. So I think we should know, we should want to know. As a youth people, we should want to know, we should want to speak, we should want to like speak and know our politics and know our rights and know everything. Sababu maybe wazazi wetu walikuwa like hii politics ni mchezo mchafu, wajaka na wanachukua na Wagikuyu na wanachukua ni mlima na lake peke yake, and then see how it has affected us, because we just electing the same people, and as a Kenyan people, as a tribe, as a different tribe from those two main tribes that are there, you know, unapata it is just we don't know what is going on. We don't know what is going on. And when you go back to history, go back to our people, we used to be like, everyone used to stand up for their own thing.
Yeah.
I don't know where we stopped doing that. Ama tulizimiwa wapi, ama ilibaki wapi, ujishikanishe na huyo, ama ujishikanishe na tribe ndio win. You should be as your own tribe. Venye Wakisii, I think Wakisii wanakuja peke yao, ama wanakuja na mtu.
Wanakuja peke yao.
Unaona sasa?
Yeah.
So we're going to go on a small break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about then can a Luo person get married to a Gikuyu person, and then how does it work? Because even marriage is political. Okay? So let us go on that break.
Okay.
To know the sacrifices that Kimathi, and that is Dedan Kimathi, did for our country, that is Kenya. Okay, so welcome. So kujua mtu, unajua lazima ukitaka kujua mtu, okay, when you hear the name Dedan Kimathi, what do you think of? Ukiambiwa tu saa 6 usiku, Dedan Kimathi.
Okay, when I hear about Dedan Kimathi,
ongea ukishout. Ongea sana sababu kuna
interference. Okay. When I hear about Dedan Kimathi, all I can my brain goes to a hero, a fallen hero,
okay,
a Kenyan star of those years, someone who stood first, who stood to fight for this country, someone who made sure that this country will not be under the bondage of colonialists for all eternity. However, eternity is long.
So when the name Dedan Kimathi is a hero to you,
yeah, it's a hero.
The moment our guest anasema, the moment the name Dedan Kimathi is said to him, anasema is a hero, and that is true. Now that we're going to go back and know who is this hero and how did he become a hero. So Kimathi was born in the Geje village, Tetu division, in today's county, in today's Nyeri county. That is today's kitambo kutoka the Geje village, Tetu division, but wale inaitwa Nyeri county. His father died in September 1920, a month before Kimathi was born. Sawa?
Yeah.
Kimathi was raised by his mother, Waibuthe.
Speaking about mothers, do you know that the children of single mothers are such strong ones?
True.
Very strong ones.
Because ukisema because when you're raised by a mother alone, you see the strength of a woman.
Yeah.
You see the strength. How can because let me tell you, my dear. Jesus
Christ.
This is our small guest here, so don't be surprised, viewers.
Yeah.
Okay, we love children. Okay, so being raised by a single mother is the greatest flex of strength that you're going ever to see.
Yeah. Like look, for example, our former president, Mr. Uhuru. Okay. When did Kenyatta die in?
He died when he was already a grown up.
Sorry.
What?
Sorry. I wanted to use a good example.
So
a good example.
Yes.
But sorry.
Yes.
If I use the current one, Ruto, that one has some mixed up. But let's say he's an hustler. He grew up well, and now he's a president.
But in life, you've seen people.
Yeah.
Like Kimathi, he was raised by a single mother.
Yeah.
His mother's name was Waibuthe. Waibuthe.
Yeah, Waibuthe seems like a very strong woman, though I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see Gina Waibuthe.
Yeah.
Sawa, inakaa ni kama mtu wa
the might of a mother.
Wasiha na nini? Ufuta na siha. So Waibuthe, one of his father's 3 wives. So when he died, he left 3 single mothers. Wow. Down. So at least hapo ulikuwa na support system.
Yeah.
So ujinga nipate mlikuwa mnachuana, but I think kitambo stepmothers didn't hate each other.
No,
they used to live and cohabitate really good.
Okay, Jesus.
Really good.
Yeah.
With each other, okay?
Yeah.
So he had 2 brothers, Waibararia and Wagura, and 2 sisters. At the age of 15, he enrolled at the local primary school.
Yeah.
Now that is what used to happen.
Yeah, kitambo watu walikuwa nasoma
wakiwa wakubwa.
Yeah. Because I remember my grandpa telling me, yeye alisoma akiwa around 9 hivi. Yeah, aliingia shule akiwa around 9, akiwa big boy.
Yeah.
And though
even my grandma told me she went to school when she was 17 years.
You see,
17, and you're class 1, 17 years.
You can imagine. Na sasa 17 siku hizi, huyo ni mtu tuseme ako high school.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow.
Okay, so when I enrolled shule, I enrolled Karuna Ini, where he perfected his English.
Yeah.
He continued his education in the secondary school Tumutumu CMS school.
Yeah.
He was a passionate writer and wrote extensively before and during the Mau Mau uprising.
Yeah.
Now, Dedan Kimanthi, my dear guest, that is a background. Hapo ni before. You know, kila mtu saizi, kuna ile before you became you, Mr. Philip. Before you, kuna ile history ya pale. Ulizaliwa lini? What is your background? Who is your mother? Who's your father? Because yes, as a people tunaambiagwa, Dedan Kimanthi was a Mau Mau fighter. But do we know his mother? Do we know he had brothers and sisters? Do we know? But they do know when something happens to you, it happens to your family.
Yeah.
But people never focus on the family. They only focus on you. But anything that happened, unajua ni kama vile nakuwa nasema Yesu mamake, Yesu alikuwa anatembea na prostitutes. Yesu alikuwa anatembea na wezi. How did his mother and his brothers feel? Ukiambiwa mtoto wako alienda kupiga watu kwa church. Mtoto wako anatembea na prostitutes wa hii mtaa. Mtoto wako, you know, in this society, how do you feel when you see that? Yeah. So and then Mau Mau wasn't just a good thing. Yes, they are freedom fighters, but then they were called terrorists. They
were the people who wanted a new reformation country. And to the colonialists, that is very dangerous.
But do you know, before the colonialists came, it was a humble place. Ni kama saa hizi usikie Somali imekuja imeingia Kenya. Na saa hizi lazima kila mtu avae dera, na ajifunge hijabu, na ajifunge ninja, na avae gloves na socks, we uslimike. You know, there are people obviously that will fight this.
As for me, I will.
You will fight, you know? You will fight.
Yeah.
So that is what, it is an invasion. Even an invasion in your own home. Kuna safe space. It was our safe space.
Yeah.
Kenya was our safe space. Africa was a safe space.
Yeah.
And then some white people came. And that wasn't really beautiful.
There is this book I read. I think I was in high school. It's called We Come in Peace. So it's about a lady, a young girl, before and after the colonialists. It shows that before the colonialists, the village was very peaceful. It is in an Ukambani village. So the village was very, very peaceful. But one day, as their father was going for the long distance combat trade, he came back with those new people. He came back with Masai and all that. But during the night, they turned against him. Yeah, the Swahili turned against those their hosts, and they were like, they wanted to take over. So, yeah, that is where they started. Point of correction. We Come in Peace is about the Muslims, how the Arabs invaded.
Mombasa.
How the Arabs invaded that village, because we are told, because we see that lady, that young girl, she's separated from the mother, the father, and everyone, and then she goes to work to a Muslim guy, where the wife treats that girl terribly, and then the girl decides to beat her up. Yeah, then she beats her up, but the first maid who was there, who was old in that home, she's the one who defends her against, because beating beating your boss is very terrible. So the maid is the one who is beaten to death, but the girl escapes. So my point is, invasion is invasion.
Have you ever read Captured?
Captured? Not quite, but I'll look.
Captured is just the same way. Captured is this little girl. She's with her father and her grandmother. You know, they say that kitambo ulikuwa unalala na shosho yako kama ni msichana.
Yeah.
Vijana walikuwa wanalala bila babu yao.
Yeah.
Because I don't think men used to sleep men and wife used to sleep in the same hut. So they're just peaceful. And then their neighboring, the Samburu, it's about the Samburu and the Massa. That's those people of Massa Beat and the Turkana.
Yeah.
You know, they are fighting for cattle and stuff. So they are peaceful, and then they're invaded at night, and her dad is killed and she's captured. Now that's what's called Captured. I used to read that book a lot. And she had to resist at some point. And I think that is what Dedan Kimanthi did.
Yeah.
You grow up and you see how
your people. You know, if you see those videos and how people, I saw them and I cried. And I remember I was talking to the producer, Mr. Felix, and we were like, these things is what our forefathers went through.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good.
It was
So we were asking each other, what is the difference between Africa, and I'm not trying to minimalize what the Jews went through with Hitler. But as Africans too were kept in concentration camps, just as the same way as the Jews were kept in concentration camps by Hitler.
Yeah.
And when you read later about it, you're told that when the Mau Mau uprising was so high, the British army was asking for help so that nukes can be sent. Walipue. So it could have been something bigger.
Yeah.
It could have been like the Jews. It could have been. It was, but I'm not trying to compare it to the Jews, because the Jews thing is like, it's kando kidogo.
Yeah.
But as to, because when you look at the videos, you see that these people were kept in concentration camps.
Yeah.
And concentration camps are so bad. When you look at those videos, and you're going to see those videos, my dear listeners, they're so bad.
Yeah.
Our forefathers went through some nasty stuff,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you this phone and you're going to see some things, okay? So, Dedan Kimathi grew up and he found that they were already captured. There was already an invasion in his own country.
Indeed.
And he had to fight for it. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now after reading the invasion, not tumeona venye grow akiona, obviously alikuwa anaona venye watu wao mamake anafanya kazi kwa cotton. Venye kwanza venye babake ameshakufa, obviously the women were used to work for cotton.
And they used to work for free.
For free. And the kipande system was, we shall get, listeners, we shall get deeper and deeper into this, but it wasn't a good time. I kept myself in that situation. I was like, it must have been such a tense time. Okay? So we're going to go to know him. So, what did he do before freedom fighting? Okay? So, before becoming a prominent figure in the Mau Mau uprising, Dedan Kimathi held various jobs and roles. Here are some of his occupations before his involvement in the freedom struggle. 1. He was a teacher. He worked as a teacher, sharing his knowledge and contributing to the education of his community. So you're from school now, because then they used to go and perfect English and then go to college, and then ukishasoma education at college where you're a professor now, because that education was top notch.
Yeah, you're taken to even outside the country.
Yes. So Dedan Kimathi now tumeona kama mtoto mdogo pale akiwa 15 years old, ameingia kwenye primary, amekuwa mzuri kwenye English. Alafu ameenda tena sasa amefanya kazi fulani, si ndio Sasa tumeona what did he do before, because we want to know the man before the hero. We want to know who was that man. Okay? So now the man, he becomes a teacher. Okay? After becoming a teacher, he teaches, but then observe. But it is painful. Put yourself, now I want as my, me, I love being creative, my listeners. Put yourself in those shoes. Now here you are, Rudy, imagine it, Rudi hapo. My guess.
And
jiweke in that situation. Umezaliwa kuna wazungu. Ni black and white kwanza. Sawa?
And you can imagine in those days, only the whites. The whites went to school. The blacks were like, if you are a black and you come to school, you sit like that. Well, the rest of the class is here, you are like,
kulikuwa ile racism. Hata restaurants hawezi enda huko. Ile ni ya wazungu. Ile ni ya fulani, ya Wahindi. Ile ni ya Arabs, blacks nini huko. And it is our country. So this man is looking at everything, is observing everything. Indeed. Pain and bitterness and wanting freedom. Where are the where are they? Where are these? That is freedom, They wanted that thing. So, he becomes a clerk. Anacha kufunza because maybe he's seen that some parents are dying, some children, some boys are being taken out. So he can't focus on that pain. So he goes to become a clerk, Then he held clerical positions in different organizations, gaining experience in administrative tasks. sawa.
Yeah,
Huyu
but
ni
he was-
mjanja,
he was-
amesoma,
Yeah,
amekuwa mwalimu,
yeah.
ameobserve,
Yeah.
amejua, amebecome clerk. Amejua when you're a clerk, you know how to manage stuff, you know how
Yeah.
to put to combine files,
Yeah.
to typewrite,
Yeah.
to filing system and
Kabisa,
stuff.
all
Sindio?
that, yeah.
So after that, he becomes a soldier. He serves in the King's African Rifles during World War II. However, he later decided due to the harsh condition and discriminatory treatment faced by African soldiers. So when they said partition and scramble of Africa, unajua hawa watu walikuwa wanachukua blacks kwenda kupigana huko kwa Hitler. Do you know that?
Yeah, yeah.
So they used to come and carry them and go. Come carry go. Come carry go. There's a song like that. Come carry and go. So they used to come and carry our African men, and then they go to fight. One wanakuwa kwa front battle. Venye David alifanyia Uria.
Yeah, Uria. Yeah.
Anaona kwa front. Ni Africans wanakuwa kwa front. Ni whites wanaekwa huko. Ni Africans the
You are
first
the one
line.
who will,
You're the ones who are going to die. Bomb ikikuja inawapiga nyi wa kwanza. So our guys amekuwa nini soja?
Yeah.
Amekuwa mwalimu, amejua vitu. Amekuwa clerk, amejua administration.
Yeah.
Amekuwa soja.
Sasa
He is learning.
Yeah, and now
he is learning. Now he knows
how
compact.
the discrimination of that.
Yes, but he is
how
learning.
African men are being
And
discriminated.
he knows how. Unajua ukikuwa kwa army utajua how your opponent thinks.
Yeah.
Utajua how your leader thinks.
Yeah.
You will know compact. You know compact.
Yeah.
You will know compact stuff.
Yeah,
Unajua ni waeke pale to attack pale nini. So tell me, if you were Dedan Kimathi, being raised in such, going to become a teacher, seeing your students' parents dying and being overworked in concentration camps, then becoming a clerk and seeing how you're treated, even not paid sometimes, and then becoming a soldier, going to fight a war you don't even know.
You don't even know
why you're fighting. So how would you feel?
That thing is very diminishing. It even, let's say it kills the soul, and sometimes just you're like, and you remember that you did not choose that. He was
so sad.
Those times they did not choose to become soldiers. They were just taken. Like they come and select the strong men, they select the strong men from the village, and they're like, yes, we need you and you and you to go and fight for the then King George. I think it was King George, Yeah, so they're like, they were taken and then forced to fight a war they don't know
why they're
fighting, a war they don't know how it began. They're just fighting for someone, for people who are not even giving them the right kind of treatment they should get as fighters. There is a way that someone can fight for you and they're like, yes, I'm fighting for you, and you are appreciating it.
And I know why I'm fighting.
Yes, and I know why I'm fighting.
So ametoka huko, sawa? So these experiences shaped Kimathi's understanding of social injustice and fueled his desire to fight for the rights of his people. His diverse background and exposure to different aspects of the society contributed to his leadership qualities and his ability to mobilize the Mau uprising and movement.
By then he was like, I've seen how this is going.
I've seen how we're being treated.
Yeah, and this is not fair. This is not how we should be treated in our own country.
It's like he was backed up into a corner. Umeamka uko sawa pass, nimepata education. Nimepata job. Inafika a place they back you into a corner. Like hata nyinyi mmetuzoea sana.
Yeah, and they're like,
which is our country. Now you're taking it out kwa country yetu umetu oppress. Now you're taking it out to kwenda to fight ambayo hatujui ni nini.
Na hadi tukifight instead of nyinyi kuwa fair, you are like mnataka tukufe sisi wote.
Yeah.
Na nyinyi ndio mbaki with the victory.
Yeah.
And yet the victory should be for ours because they are the one who are in the front line.
And if we fight this war, but say that asheni country to go free.
Yeah.
Because you have taken our men. Because they used to take our men.
Yes, indeed.
I think that's why in the world hakuna a lot of men.
Like now in Kenya, it's the ratio for men and women is 7
because they
to
took our men, our brothers, our fathers, our husbands.
Some things are so painful that even if I started imagining.
After some moments, you shall play the videos of how people were kept in concentration camps, and you shall see. Pale enteleni ku comment, enteleni kutuambia how do you think that these heroes fought for us?
Yeah, and how do you
And if they
take
hadn't
them?
be added, they hawangekuwa wamefight. Ni kama South Africa.
Yeah.
South Africa freedom yao imekuwa juzi na bado wazungu wamejaa huko.
Yeah.
It's like South Africa ni ya wazungu bado.
And I still hear there is still
racism
and
yeah,
all that.
Tena iko vibaya sana.
Somebody once told me they would like me to go to South Africa, and I'm like, oh dear, I'm too black for that. I don't.
But then bado huko kuna hiyo shida.
See, why can't they just get rid of them once and
They
for
got
all?
rid of them late. In 2000.
Yeah, around
Huko. So our producer now is going to play those videos. The videos of Denan Kimanthi. The operation videos. Yes. Okay. So let us go and let us go now and know wife and family. So sasa ameshaanza kujoin Mau. Ashaanza kuwa like sitaki, but bado you know the heart wants what it wants, yeah? The heart must want what it wants.
Moyo ukipenda umependa.
Umependa moyo. Moyo wake Dedan Kimanthi ukampenda msichana mmoja anaitwa Mukami. So Dedan Kimanthi was married to Mukami.
Yeah.
Together they had several children, including Waishuri Kimanthi, Maina Kimanthi, Nyampura Kimanthi, Waisheke Kimanthi, Wangeshi Kimanthi, Nyakinyua, Nyamwera Kimanthi.
Yeah. Hey. But then people knew how to plan their lives. Children. Yeah, like beginning amesoma akiwa mkubwa akaenda after that akaoa and then
no, you know, I want to unajua leo nataka to discuss. Hata leo sasa tuingie bado into the Mau because these are topics that you're going to do today as our listeners and tomorrow. First, before to know who this man and Mau whatever, we want to know the man. You know, when you understand the man, you will understand his motivation towards fighting for this country, fighting for our independence, fighting for us to have our land back, fighting kwa nini. So let us get to understand the man. Amesoma. Amezaliwa, babake hayupo, mamake ni single mother. Hata amjui babake sababu babake alikufa akiwa kwa ball 1 month alikufa mwezi wa 8 at the 8th month.
At the 8th month of the pregnancy.
Yeah. So now he's raised by a single mother. He sees his mother wake up. Listener, yeke hapo, see your mother, you don't even know your father, you wake up, there's an invasion in your country, it's a state of emergency in your country, and you're seeing your mother wake up every morning to go to work, to prune cotton. A moment of silence. Imagine.
And you're like, this is the life.
This is the life I have to live.
You have to live. This is the life that is waiting for you.
For me, for my children.
After like, let's say school and all that. This is the life. Right now in this era, you are like, you see, you have a choice. But then there was no choice for our black child. The life that you see your parents in
is the life that you're going to live.
Is the life that you are going to live. In that life is the life that your children will live, and your children until I don't know God knows when, until kingdom come.
So he observes it.
Yeah, and he's like, no.
Anaipea chance, anaenda shule. Anasoma. Anakuwa mwalimu. Anafunza.
Anakuwa clerk before.
Have you seen the Sarafina movies?
Sarafina?
Yeah, South Africa.
Oh yeah.
Sarafina.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie? I want you to look at that. That is a movie of Safrina.
Indeed, this is very.
So
very
this man observes.
Yeah.
And he's giving it a chance. Yeah. He's like, okay, let me learn. Maybe if I learn, these people will learn to treat me as their equal.
Equal.
Because I have learned, I can speak like them.
Yeah.
And you know, I heard that wamekataa languages, traditional languages.
Like
they had to fight for the languages zetu ambazo tunazitumia saa hii zibaki. Tungekuwa sasa tuna languages, traditional languages, all of us tunaongea the same language.
At least what we are like
blacks.
You know, blacks and what
we blacks American hawana language.
Yeah.
Wanaongea to the same language.
The only language we know ingekuwa ni English.
French.
English.
Latin. French. Spanish, because we are learning them.
Yeah.
You know? So sometimes this guy gives a chance. I don't know if the videos are ready so that you can see them. Okay. Okay. So we are going to play those videos tomorrow because we are introducing the man. We are introducing the man.
Yeah.
So anakuja anapenda.
Mm-hmm.
Hata sikusoma watoto wote by the way. Alizaa watoto wangapi? We 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 9 children, yeah.
Wow.
So Muthoni Kimathi, Wangoi Kimathi, Wanjugu Kimathi. It is important to note that the family of Dedan Kimathi has been actively involved in various activities to honor his legacy and to seek justice for the injustice suffered during the Mau Mau uprising. I don't want us to tuguse story ya Mau Mau bado. I just want to know the man today, and then tomorrow you can understand. Nimesema we are going from the man to the hero.
Yeah.
The man, the
Now
boy,
it's
the
the man.
boy,
Yeah.
the man. The hero
The
tomorrow.
husband.
The husband
The
now.
father.
The father, the brother.
Yeah.
The son. Because you're told you're a son, you are a son
Before you are a brother.
before you're a brother.
Yeah, and
you're a brother
before you are a husband.
you're a husband,
Before you are a father.
father.
Yeah.
And then you're a separate man.
And then from a father, now
You're
you
your own man now.
Yeah. Yeah. You
So
become
tell me,
what society
tell me,
wants to
how
see
do you feel? And what does this man, when you look at him, he was trying to live a normal life.
Yeah, this is a man who was trying to make something for himself. A man who walked and was like, yeah, this is not the life I want. No, this is not a life that I will choose. You know, he was a father, and I am sure he did not want his children to live the life that he lived. He did not want his grandchildren or his great-grandchildren, or not just that, even his neighbors or friends' children to live that life. So he decided, I will be another kind
Let
of
me
man.
ask you a question.
Yes.
If you went back in time right now and you found Dedan Kimathi, would you tell him that he's going to be shot and killed and hanged?
Okay, it is said that if you went back in time, you should not interfere. But,
yeah, I would interfere.
But if
I would tell him, Dedan, you're going to be shot.
No, firstly, if you interfere, you just kind of tamper with the reality. But at the point of Dedan Kimathi, trust me, I would tell him, you know what, you are going to be betrayed, and this is going to happen.
Because I had a question somewhere, and they were like, maybe Dedan Kimathi was the president that we never had.
Yeah, I could say that too.
Maybe. So would you interfere? Me, I would interfere. I would tell him, Dedan, my dear, you're going to be shot.
Yeah.
So avoid kwenda kukata zile miwa. Because apparently alikuwa nakata miwa. Ndo alishutiwa. But we shall get back to that tomorrow.
Was he shot or hanged?
Shot. It was shot first. Then he was apprehended. But we shall get back to that tomorrow. Tusiweze kuharibu spoilers.
Spoilers alert.
Sindio?
Yeah.
So Dedan Kimathi is there with his beautiful wife.
Yeah.
He loves,
Yeah.
he marries, and have you read the book? Is it The River in Between?
Yeah, The River in Between.
That kind of love story.
Hey.
That kind of love story.
Yeah.
Maybe him and Omboy and Mukami used to meet somewhere.
And they would just
in a river, and just like share love and share stuff and be like, one day when we fight for this independence. No, maybe no. They were not like, let's fight for this.
No.
They were like, my love. Let me say, what is my love in Gikuyu? I'm trying to search that.
Mwedwa wa goro.
Mwedwa wa goro.
Mwedwa wa goro yakwa.
Huh?
There will come a day.
There will come a day when we will be good.
Yeah.
We should do these movies. Mbona tujafanya movie ya Dedan Kimathi?
By the way,
let us go back there. Let us see his love life. Let us see him as a man, not just as the freedom fighter. Him as a man and everything that pushed him. You're told that everything that you go through, every show is everything, pushes you towards the person that you're going to become.
Yeah.
Maybe someday utaona Zulfa ameshakuwa Al-Shabaab. And I'm sorry, no.
Please
but why?
That.
But why? Ama siku moja nikuwe like, I have become a nun.
Yeah.
Why? Sababu development character huku nini nimeacha basi acha niende
ukienda kwa huyu heartbreak character development
so this man
he was like, yeah, I have loved you, let's make babies. No, but we need a free country. Yeah, now that.
Now, no, I think before that, akimari udema hakuwa anafikiria kuhusu kupigana yeye. No, but the moment that you see your child,
Yeah.
and you're like, no, what I went through, no, umezaa kijana, uko like, kidogo kijana kifia 15 years, anachukulia nakapigane war, and I will lose my child. No, my child will not live this life that I lived. You know, the moment, let me tell you, the moment that you become a parent, and you look at your child, and you're like, I want to give you better. Mamangu alikuwa anakaswa kunibaia nguo za Christine, ndakuwa nakubaia nguo 3 za Christine.
Yeah.
You know, so Kimathi looks at Waichuri. Kimathi is the firstborn, and it's like, Waichuri, you're not going to go through what I went through.
Yeah.
So pale kwa love life ako nafikiria hivyo until you have your own child, you're like, no.
And so, you know, that reminds me of this book I read, The River and the Source. They are like somebody, one of the characters, nilisoma kitambo when I was in primary, okay, around class 6. So one of the characters was like, he wanted to become a freedom fighter.
Yes.
So, but his, I think, I don't know, it's his friend or father or brother, went and never came back. And do you know that really scared almost the whole community after they knew that. So I was like, I think that same reason scared Kimathi. Like, going
the same
and never,
reason.
Yeah, going and never coming back. And they're like, yeah, that same reason is the main thing that made Kimathi not want at all his children, grandchildren, or great-grandchildren to suffer the same fate as his fellow as his fellow soldiers in the king's army. And neither was it really necessary for him to just lay down. So he decided to become a better man, a better father, and a better hero for this country. Yeah. So to me, Dedan is not just, he's not just your hero. To me, he is what is it? A mentor, someone that I look up to. Like, I say, someday, if God permits me, I'd like to be like him. I'd like to make a difference in this country, to be a better man for the love of my life, to be a better father for my children.
Yeah, but then wapo umesema vizuri.
Yeah.
I think this person was inspired, like, I want to see my wife wake up in the morning and go start pruning some white man's cotton.
Yeah.
I don't want my children to be taken away from me and be sold to some slave somewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it was like, you know what? We need to do something.
Yeah.
I, as a man, I need to protect my family.
Yeah.
And what can I do?
Yeah, he found that he can do 1, 2, 3.
Alifikiria maybe if I become a teacher, it will be different. It wasn't different. If I become a clerk, it will be different. It wasn't different. If I become then a soldier, it wasn't different. Now I need to do something different.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read some comments here.
Yes.
Yeah. So, kwale kuna mtu anaitwa Plenson Felix. Anasema Naison Zulfa. Anasema Denan was indeed a strong man. That is true.
Yes,
that is
very
true. That is
very
true. Yeah. Okay. Now let us go back to hapa kuna Irene Chendai. Irene Chendai anasema Denan was one of the unsung, like really unsung, because mi kuniambia mmemwekea to street Nairobi and his family keeps on saying how they are treated really bad.
Imagine.
I don't think that is everything. Maybe the government should do more, you know? Okay.
Yeah, this government should do more for our heroes. Not just naming streets after them. Because now there is a street named after the Gen Z that was shot. You see, after Masai. But the government should even put a respectable places for them, and even they should even name counties or so. And that is my opinion. I'm not a historian or a politician, so that was just
Ibaki ni county ya Denan.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so tell me, I have asked a question, yeah. So now you're there, you're back there,
Yeah.
and everything is happening the way it is happening. I'm thinking the car in a car venye saizi kunakaa hivi.
Yeah, kunakaa kunyesha.
Oh, so it was like it was cloudy all the time now. Hakuna sunshine now anymore. Tell me, what would you have done?
I would have tampered with the whole history thing. I would have really tampered with it. Firstly, I would tell the Mau Mau that the Kapenguria sticks are going to be cut. I would make sure that in every place I've made sure that they will not be found. Secondly, I will tell Didan that he should not, by any chance, go to the place he wants to go that day.
Mwambie kaa kwa nyumba.
Yeah, kaa kwa nyumba.
Unasikia?
Or
But
just
then
get
no, hata spoil. We're not going to spoil for the people right now. We are not going to spoil for them right now, yeah? Because today tumesema tuongelee just the man. Just the man Denan.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But then unajua Denan kwa dread kama hizi zangu. Dready.
Yeah, what a dread.
You know the moment that you decide kuanza kulea madread umeanza kuwa rebellious.
Yeah.
Sawa?
Not all are rebellious.
No, that's true. But then, let me tell you, okay, I think saizi wameanza because unaona saizi mashule wamekubali watoto wakuwe na manywele.
Yeah.
But kitambo because of the Mau Mau and everything being associated with the Mau Mau,
Yeah.
the moment umeshaanza kwa nywele karefu kidogo.
Yeah, they are called unruly.
Madread unruly, yeah. And you're told like, huyu ameshaanza kuwa sijui aje ameanza kuvuta bangi huyu.
Yeah.
You know? And today let's just know about the man and the woman. How they loved each other. How they started a family, and how they hope that things were going to change, and things didn't change.
I don't know. I don't know if it's okay. I forgot to research that, but I think the wife is she still alive or something?
Yeah, she's still alive, and she was too. But we shall get back to that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Don't try to introduce that. I just want to know them. Mukami na Kimathi.
Yeah.
Mr. Kimathi.
And Mrs. Kimathi.
Trying to raise a family.
In
We
a
are
world.
already in a country. In fact, I think the entire world was in a state of emergency.
Yeah.
Because the Jews were there going through their own thing.
Yeah.
And then now they are in Africa. Kituendelea Kenya and Tanzania.
Indeed.
Kituendelea Tanzania and I don't know about the Middle East though then. But they bana tujui story ya Middle East then.
Middle East was the same because it was I think those countries were colonized by others, France, Italy, like this French was in.
But okay, what we know about the Middle East is that the Arabs were trading with us.
The Arabs. I don't think the Arabs were colonized. Were they?
Yes, bana tujui story yao.
Our history does not cover
And
that.
because we were told the barter trade was before colonization.
Yeah.
The Trans-Saharan, whatever, the Libyan, whatever, and stuff, you know. So
what I know is that the Middle East came to colonize us first. Well, the first colonizers of Kenya, because in that, as I have said, in that book We Come in Peace, there is those Muslims were the ones who bought that family. Were the ones who bought the family of that lady, and they were like, you know, we want you to work for us, Nona. And it was kind of like they thought they were friends. Instead of being friends, they turned out to be foes. Another thing is that I think was it in Zanzibar where they were ruled by Muslims too.
And but then I was talking about with my sister that kind of thing.
Yeah,
they
were ruled.
Why I moved his name from Muscat to I want to
oh God, what was his name?
Sumahal something, Sumahad something, is a Muslim name, yeah?
Yeah.
So what we're trying to, as we close up this show, today we are learning about the man. And this is a new show, Upper Kenya News Alert. Inaitwa Government and History.
Yeah.
You know, tumeona venye watu wanaenda wajui their rights.
Indeed.
They don't know their government. They don't know their history. That's why vitatumika.
Yeah.
But let us go back there. Let us know when this country was fought for. What happened? Who are the people fighting for this country? And who are the people fighting for it now? So we're going to compare those people and right now and see where we went wrong as a people and as a country. Yeah. So today we're introducing the man. Tomorrow we shall be dealing with the Mau Mau now, the hero. The Mau Mau leader.
Yeah.
Okay? So thank you so much. This was my guest,
Philip Lewis.
And I am your host, House of Zulfa. Karibu and bye-bye.
Ciao.
Hello, habari, good morning. This is Kenya News Alerts, and this is Morning Tea, and I'm your host, House of Zulfa. And today also nimeletea mgeni pia ambao tuko discuss some issues, so I'm going to let the guests introduce themselves.
Hello everyone, I'm Lewis Philip, and I'm happy to be here with you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Karibu.
Asante.
So Kenya, ukoaje?
Niko poa. Yeah, kupambana na hii life too.
Una feel Kenya ikupeleka aje?
Kenya is not everyone's cup of tea, so. So yeah, we just have to
bear with it,
to bear with it.
Because it is our country.
It is our country, it is our home. We can't.
Because we love it.
Yeah.
Unajua unaambia ukipenda unakuwa fala. Unakuwa tu fala, unafunga tu macho to some things,
you can't do anything about it.
You can't do anything. You won't abandon it.
You can't.
Ukishapenda hata akue aje.
Hata kufanyia.
Now Kenya is our love, yeah.
Our first love, by the way.
Yeah.
Hadi akitua to break, we are like,
like maybe hakuwa na intent.
Yeah.
Maybe ilikuwa mistake.
Ilikuwa makosa.
Maybe hakuwa anajua ni mimi na heart. You give it excuses, yeah? When you love something.
Indeed.
And this is Kenya, it's our first love.
Yeah.
Because the moment you're born, you're Kenyan first. I think you're Kenyan first.
Yeah, you're Kenyan
before
first.
You're even your tribe, you're Kenyan first, yeah?
Yeah.
Before useme wewe ni Mkisi. Sindio?
Yeah.
Yes. So welcome to our studios.
Thank you.
So good to have you here.
My pleasure.
Yeah. So kuna kitu ambayo imehappen. Sisi kama ambaye unajua our former president. Mtoto our first prime minister.
Yeah, Mr.
Uhuru Jomo Kenyatta. But jina yake kwa ni Jaden for real.
I hear Jaden.
Call him Jaden.
Mwenye alimuita Jaden alijaribu.
Inakaa joke sahi.
Yeah.
When you're called as a child, when you grow up, inakaa nani alikuita hivyo?
And everyone is like,
it's like sijui parents think because you're cute and you're little and then you call that name. When you grow up, it's not a serious name.
Yeah.
Ni kama like right now a man comes and I Jaden kwanza napasua. I'm a junior. Those names are like not serious at all.
There is this mzee akiwa kijana alikuwa anaitwa Junior. Sasa hizi mtu anamtanga Junior na like and that mtu wamekuwa mabeshte hivi. So kwa zile za mimi nakaa kijana mwenzako.
That's your name. Unaona?
Yeah.
Like ni kama mtu fulani kwa Sweetie. Jina lako ni Sweetie.
Sweetie.
Yeah, like the name was Sweetie something. You know? So Jaden, our former president, yeah. Anajua ukiretire enda kuishi Gatundu.
Yeah.
North.
His home.
Yeah. Na kumekuwa na some things happening. Tukamsikia alikuwa kwa harusi. Yesterday actually morning we were discussing about how alikuwa kwa harusi ya mtoto wa Kalonzo Misaada, now Mrs. Martin Nyaga.
Yeah.
Na Uhuru alienda huko.
Yes.
And people are like, no, this is not just a marriage, you know, because in Kenya everything they do is politically inspired.
Yeah.
It's political, every move. Nilikuwa naambia watu jana nasema everything that Kenyan politicians do is politically inspired. Hata ukisikia ati sukari ilianguka Mumias, something
political.
You know, political.
Yeah.
And so when you lila kule people, Kenyans were like, maybe these guys are just not there. Uhuru agenda pale just for arusi, you know, because for the longest time amekuwa atujui nini endelea. Actually the first time we heard of Uhuru after ameretire ni juzi walipopatana kwenye kanisa.
Yeah.
Yeah, our president and I think Raila was there too, you know.
Yeah.
And akasema mimi naangalianga tu TV. Na sasa tu radio mimi niko tu naangalia tujaluza kwani where have you been?
Yeah.
You know, because the moment you went home and you handed over mamlaka to Ruto, you just disappeared, yeah? Yeah. So where have you been? Mimi naangalia tu TV na news nini, you know. So that's the first time we heard of him, and then the second time we are seeing him making moves. Tunamuona kwa nini ya Kalonzo, kwa wedding ya mtoto wa Kalonzo.
Yeah.
And Kenyans as Kenyans, because we have freedom of speech, we're like, no.
There is something.
That is something.
That
what do you think? Like how now unajua Kalonzo anatisha for presidency 2027.
Yeah.
So tell me, what do you think about that? What do you think about? Do you think alienda tu hivyo?
No, that can't be at alienda hivyo because they are besties. That is not.
Yeah.
That is not possible because the same teacher I was told me that I was talking about the other day. Told me that in politics there is no permanent friend or permanent enemy.
Yes.
So you can't tell me that Juzi Kalonzo was who was Raila's Korana was now is besties with the president.
Okay.
Ruto. That is not possible.
Yes.
So there must be something that transpired in between there. Politically, kabisa.
You know.
Yeah.
And the funny thing was, and Kenyans really observed that, we didn't see the couple photos. We were just seeing the photos of Uhuru and Kalonzo. So they were like, these people are just getting politically married, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because kama ni harusi unataka kuona picha maybe Uhuru apiga na the couple to be.
Yeah, by the way.
Ilikuwa tu tunaona tu picha za Wamalwa, tunaona picha za Kalonzo, Mr. Kalonzo, picha za Mr. Uhuru, Mr. Jaden.
Yeah. You seem to like that name.
I love it's Jaden.
Jaden.
So, they were people were like no. Maybe sasa Kalonzo ameshikana na mlima. Unaona?
Yeah.
Now because and we talked about that. Yeah, we said why does it mean like every other tribe has to shikana with another tribe? But that was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was I'm just recapping it so that you may understand now.
Yeah.
That was a move ambayo tuliona. Uhuru ameshikana hapa. Unajua mlima is a big political thing. Sasa hizi nikitaka kura hata tukisema Kisii are coming and we want to be independent as other tribes to vie for things in this country, yeah?
Yeah.
Bado unajua you have to play the game.
Indeed.
You have to play don't hate the player, yeah?
Yeah,
hate the game. No, the game is like that, yeah? So Kalonzo ameshikana na mlima. So that means the mlima itamsupport. Wacha nikunywe funda la maji, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the mlima, okay, this is politics, dearest. And politics is like have you ever played chess?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, politics and chess.
It's like chess. It's
yeah.
intense.
Like one time there is no way, and then the other, the king is moved, and you're like, guy, how did this come here? And you're like, okay, this is crazy. So so politics is something that you should not even bet about.
No.
It is more unpredictable than football. And
the thing is, you have to play the game. You have to.
Yeah, you have to.
Tunasema yes, but you have to. When you look at it, when unakaga unaona lazima ujishikanishe na either Wajaka ama Wagikuyu. Either ujishikanishe na either two. Now Kalonzo, people were like Kalonzo anajishikanisha na wapi? Na mlima.
Yeah.
So that happened like I think yesterday. Not yesterday, I think the previous day, yeah. And now tunasikia sasa jana Ruto ameenda kumvisit Uhuru.
Wow.
Now that is a topic. That's what I'm going to say. Now that was one move. Ameenda. And we're like now sasa huyu amejishikanisha na nani? Na mlima. Now Ruto is like ngoja guys. What is happening? Ameenda huko.
Yeah.
Junasikia alifanya alifika hapo saa 6 mchana.
Yeah.
Hakuwa na magari.
With the public transport and like
so
how?
Sasa kila mjue na kam.
Yeah.
Unaona?
Yeah.
Kwa like rada ni gani bro? Hasa mwenza kujishikanisha na mtu mwingine nini. So I'm going to read this, yeah. And let me listeners comment and ask anything and tell us. Let us share this, yeah. So let me read what's happened, yeah. So in an unexpected twist that has left political circles buzzing, President William Ruto paid a surprise visit to his predecessor Uhuru Kenyatta on Monday at his rural Ichaweri home in Gatundu South, Kiambu.
Yeah.
Sawa, the meeting comes nearly 3 years after sustained political animosity between the two, which has been punctuated by public spats, dramatic incidents, and accusation of political retribution, the meeting also raised eyebrows and sparked speculation about potential though in their coming election.
Indeed.
Niambie.
Okay, this is Kenya. And in Kenya hakuna kitu inafanyikanga by chance or
by chance, yeah. But especially when it is the politicians.
Hapo huwezi pata ati you know they did this because of this and that. No, Ruto, I don't want to say he was scared, but maybe he is, because anaona hapa Kalonzo might rise. And as I said, Kenyan politics is not something you can predict about, because right now Kalonzo is let's say with the mountain, is with the Murima. So maybe PK, do you remember PK? Yeah, PK might say, I too want the support of my people. Or even Gachagua. He's not that he's
but
not
you know the moment now, like Gachagua jasema anavai for anything. So when the Murima stands now, Murima is the entire Murima.
Yeah.
Murima ikwangi divided. Hakuwezi kuwa kuna Gachagua pale kando na kuna Uhuru pale kando. When they say we are going to support Kalonzo, is the entire Murima.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing. I think that's why they've been politically ahead and powerful, because they stand together, not like other people that they just tuko na huyu, you know. So continue.
So the visit might be for, maybe he wants Uhuru's support this time. he wants his support. Okay, with the fact that they have been on a clash lately. So you remember hizo pesa za bodyguards are retired presidents.
I remember Kansedena speaking about that.
So they have been on a clash maybe
for 3 years. For 3 years.
Yeah, you can imagine.
It happened, it happened when 3 years ago. It happened that let me remove these glasses for a moment. It's a serious issue.
Oh, and by the way, today you look cutesy demure.
Very demure.
Very cutesy.
Thank you. So it happened. I remember ilifika wakati ambao tulisikia eti walikuwa bado ni deputy and president Uhuru and Ruto. Tukasikia kuna clashes in happen na wasikizani huyu ako huku, and that was animosity went until the last time. Ikafika place mpaka sasa now Mr. Uhuru wasn't supporting now Ruto for presidency. He was supporting is for Mr. Raila, you know, and I think that really fueled and agitated a lot of people and the promises, especially Mr. Ruto. Sindio? And now kidogo, you know, it's like a Kenyan thing that every president like goes for 2 terms. Now this Ruto president now is like, how comes umeenda kusupport watu wengine? And he knows the moment that Mlima ina support the another place, Apple, you don't have a chance.
Indeed.
You know? So it's like, let me go and see. Let me now put yourself in Ruto's shoes. Akaona nini na happen? Nini naendelea? Hebu nani kihumu jamani ambie dada. Unaona ni kama is going back to your ex and being like, so niambia utanipea child support mpaka nini, ama utanilipia nyumba mpaka na sana naona umeanza kulipia shiko nyumba tena. Unataka aje, you know? So it's like naenda huko, hebu niende huko, an emergency thing, or maybe a PR thing. Unaona? Maybe we don't know. So what do you think about it?
Okay, according to me, Ruto wants the Murima support.
Now he doesn't have it since Alinini Kashagwa. Actually, unajua alikuwa na Murima support mpaka the moment that Alinini impeached Kashagwa, because Kashagwa is from the Murima. So the moment obviously says Murima iko like atumtaki. Atumtaki ametolea mtu wetu hivyo. So right now maybe he thought the only support that he had near Uhuru. But he's trying to patch the relationships to build the bridges that he burned. Unajua naambiwa of which the Spartans walikuwa wakienda war, they burned all the ships. So unajua if you don't win this war, there's no going back home. You're going to die in this land. I don't know if you know that thing about the Spartans.
Yes, I used
everywhere
to hear that.
They went. Ukifika unajua ile gari imekuja na imagine if you're told, imagine you put yourself in these shoes. like you're going to school na babako akikufikisha hapa na kuambia auregei au babako anashutiwa hapo,
okay,
unaambiwa sasa hakuna mahali unaenda until you get an A, until you do well, you exceed in your exams.
Wow.
What should you do? So now this man
just have to work hard.
Now this man, Mr. Ruto, banned all the bridges. Yes, banned.
Yeah. Zote kabisa.
Ameziban vibaya, alibana Uhuru. Kabisa. Ameban na Gachagua. Na hiyo ni mlima sasa. Na tumesema hata tukisema let us not hate the players, yeah? Let us hate the game. We know lazima ujishikanishe na one tribe, yeah? Okay, in future maybe it will be different. Maybe now the kisses will come, upate kisses wako peke yao, Taita wako peke yao. Like you can vie on your own with your own tribe and Kenya will accept you. Like the only thing unafaa kujishikanisha nayo ni Kenya peke yake. See it ni your a certain tribe or a certain thing. But for now, because the game iko hivyo, now our president ban bridges, a lot of bridges. Anaona sasa nimeshabana Gachagua, hiyo ni mlima, ni sasa inabidi anaona sasa Uhuru ni kama ameanza kusupport Wakamba sasa. Wakamba wako na wajaka
kabisa,
nimebaki na nani? So now he runs to Uhuru. What do you think they were speaking? Wavenye walipatana, you know the first time you see your ex,
like
munakuwa na ile moment flani,
kwanza kuna kwanza hii moment of silence like macho tu ndio inaongea, mko like zile za hi
and then you're like, okay, how is the weather? How does it come from? Because let me, when I want to understand things, I'm a creative, so when I want to understand something, I must like put myself in those shoes, and be like, now let me assume like this is my ex, because when it's political, Kenyans are saying it's a political marriage. So at some point Ruto and Uhuru, they were politically married. And then things happened in the bedroom ambazo tu understand. Unaona? And now after 3 years you're going to see this person again. How does it go? Mnanyamaza kwanza for a moment. Mnaangaliana. This love, like some hate and love. You know, hate and love walks together, Me, on the moment someone tells me I hate that ex, I'm like, you love that ex. Because the moment that you let go of someone, you're numb to them. You're numb, like hata afanya nini utakuwa like but at a head, so you meet and you're like hapo, so maybe we'll meet na tukue hapo in that. I told you, our viewers and listeners, let us put ourselves there. So they are there, wanaangaliana, able to go in that moment, wanaangaliana, they're like, okay, hi naona huku Gatundu mmepanda mahindi, unaona? And then he's like, hata kuna tusukuma tukoma, because you don't know how to get into, there's a conversation, there's a hanging cloud there, there's a hanging thing,
there is a heavy mood,
mko tu hapo, and now you're just like, okay.
There is this speaking of ex, there is this friend of mine. She's actually my cousin, and she's like, leo unajua this huyo ex wangu alini text and ako like, do not hate your exes, they were once your happiness. And I consider that, I don't hate my exes, it's just you specifically. So I'm like, now with the Nani's situation, with Uhuru and Ruto's situation, I think Uhuru is like, I don't hate my exes. It's just you, because you wanted to sabotage everything I stand for. Like, okay, so how do you explain wanting to take away my security and my pension and reducing my pension, and my bodyguards and my
and my mother being harassed and my children being harassed? But then there was a tense situation after. I remember last year in this same radio we were discussing and we were like, there was a tense moment where his children were harassed wakati wa maandamano.
Indeed.
Unaona? So there's a tense moment here. Wewe ndo. So mnaanza accusation. Wala mimi sikuwa na intent kudu hivyo. Unajua sasa ilibidi uonyeshe watu niko na power. All do hivyo kwa nini?
And they're like, wewe kwanza that was unfair.
And the blaming game now. Unaona? Wewe kwanza mbona ulikuwa ni support mimi na ukaanza kusupport watu wengine. Wewe na wewe kwa nini ulifanya hivi? It's a blame game, But now So the sources are saying that they discussed about we are in a state of hate in this country right now. It's like an emergency. We don't know, animosity between each other. Sasa ni wale, it was a secret meeting, but kuna watu ambao wanatuletea umbea ilikuwa ndani. So they're like they were discussing about the state of this country. The state of this country is not really good.
It's not.
Because the youth of this country are really upset. The old people are losing hope with this country. And our leaders are not listening to us as the people of tomorrow. So there's a lot of things that happened, and we are there. It's like, speak. We're waiting for as the people of Kenya, we're waiting for the government to address the issues that are happening, that happened during Maandamano, because we lost a lot of people. We are saying that we are not employed as the youth people, and the youth are the people of tomorrow. The youth were killed because of speaking, and we are speaking, we are saying there's issues going on, and the government isn't listening to us. So they are saying there's animosity. Because if you saw what happened with the Maandamano, the Gen Zs were really angry. Really angry. Unaona? With the government, you know? So, inasemekana kwamba jana walivokaa chini, waliongelelea kuhusu the state of this country. Na, let me ask you a question here.
Ask.
As a youth, are you happy?
As a youth?
Are you happy with the state of this country?
I can't say I'm happy. Because firstly, life in this country is intoxicating. And it is becoming unbearable for the youth. Firstly, there are no jobs. Like, wizi imeongezeka to a point that a friend of mine said that beshte yake aliibiwa simu kwa tuk-tuk. Tuk-tuk. Hapo nyuma kwa watu wangapi? Na simu imeenda tu hivyo, and you'll not know who took it, and you'll not know how it went.
Na wananyamaza.
And watu wangapi?
And do you think we were discussing, and I said, I can't blame people who are stealing right now. Why? These people went to school, because the government promised us, go to school, get a degree, you're going to get a good job. And then you go and your mother sells all the land and your father is sacrificing everything. You go do your engineer degree, you go do something, and then there's no jobs. And you are promised that if you focus on education, you're going to get everything. And now you don't get it. And now you have to pay rent. Na sisi si kama kitambo vya 1000 ilikuwa ni 100k. Sasa 1000 ukishabai unga una fare kurudi nyumbani.
Imagine.
Ukishabai mafuta hauna fare kurudi nyumbani. Ukishalipa stima hauna, you have to pay rent. You have to eat, you have to dress. You have to survive. And unaambiwa there's nothing so dangerous as a desperate man.
There isn't.
People are desperate. Kenyans right now are desperate. Really desperate. No jobs. Hakuna hiyo employment kwa tunaambiwa we shall create him. No, amna.
See, I've heard,
like it gets higher. The expenses of life is getting higher and higher.
I've heard that unemployed teachers wanapelekwa majuu. Sasa okay, watapelekwa majuu.
Why?
Those people have families in this country.
Why?
There are schools in this country.
Why are they getting pelekwad maju?
Because huku, I don't know, they are not.
Hakuna opportunities za kazi.
Imagine.
What is that?
See, the government should create.
Is the government taking them maju? Ama ni wewe unajipeleka maju?
Government inakupeleka. Na sasa ubaya ni, unajua inakupeleka ngani inakuache huko.
Wewe unaweza utafuta kazi.
Inakupeleka inakuache huko. Just because you are a teacher, unaenda tu huko. You can imagine. Okay, for example, wachukuliwa wapelekwe Sudan. Like right now, as a youth, and as a youth, I can say that we just feel like we don't belong here anymore. Because
Yes.
how can we belong to a country
Do you know that where
instead of the youth being given opportunities, old people are the one who are given the opportunities, and hao watu wameishi miaka yao.
That's why our youth are going back to drugs.
Yeah, hao
Yeah.
watu wameishi miaka yao, hao watu wako na pesa zao. We need that little amount because we have families out there. The things that we are doing, hii bangi si ati we just decide wacha leo niamke nikuwe mvuta bangi. No.
Stress.
I am in stress, I am in depression.
To escape.
Yeah, something hata kama ni 5 minutes,
Yes.
it will take my mind off
things. And we are blaming them. And we said, achana mayouth. So wao ni kula tu madarati, wanatafuna mogoka, wanavuta bangi, wanalewa, wanajidunga, wanaiba, ni watu chafu. It's the state of this country. We are desperate as the youths of this country. So those are the kind of things that they were discussing back there, yeah?
Yeah.
So, wakasema bado, they were saying that the solution, the solution, which I will discuss after we come back from the break, you know, during the break, what I can tell my viewers is that continue on commenting, continue on viewing, continue on telling us how you feel about the state of this country, and tell us, do you think that Ruto going to visit Uhuru? What is it? Is it a political move? Are they genuinely concerned about the state of this country? You know? So let us go for that break and then we will be back shortly.
The only sane body that brings the country and the leaders together.
Okay.
Because when religion is not there, and the leaders will be like this judge who feared no man or God, you see. So the religion ensures that God's voice is at least heard, and these people, even if they do not fear other people, they will fear God. Unaona? So the religious body is one of the main that should be respected, and these leaders should know how to bring it together. Si juzi kuna huyu priest alikata pesa za Ruto kwa kanisa ya Catholic. Yeah, like that is one of the
akasema pesa irudishwe.
Yeah. So you see, and there is this another nini.
So the question is,
yeah.
The question that I ask, Sawa, you say that the number one body, the most sane body.
Yeah.
But the question is, they don't speak up. They didn't speak up when everything was happening bad. When they were receiving that money, until now the Gen Zs were like, no, is when they spoke up and they were like, oh. Unajua hata kwenye Yesu kwa Biblia walisema Kaisari apewe yake na kanisa apewe yake.
Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and to God what belongs to God.
Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Ana naimbanga hivyo. Give to Caesar. Something like that, yeah. But the thing is, I think that sawa, church ikue kwa nini kwa politics. But politics isiingie kwa church.
Yeah.
Unaona? Do you get that?
Yeah.
The church should speak up. The church should keep things balanced, you know, be like no. Sawa? Because unajua hata England bado they were ruled by like popes and stuff.
Yeah.
Pope ndo alikuwa na bonga anasema hiki tunaweza my ways.
Yeah.
And I remember kama unajua history ya
Henry the Sixth.
Of Tudor.
Yeah, lately he has been my case of study.
Yeah.
And his 6 wives.
Yeah. And that person was dangerous. He used to just like and nini undead. No ni undead. Ama ni ndangwaje unalive his wives, like just random
executing.
Yeah. So the Henry of the Tudors, I think is the one who changed the church.
Yeah, because
and now the Protestants were born from there.
Yeah, from the Church of England.
But back then, from uko history, the church lazima ikue in government, wa serikali, even in our own traditional by the listeners and viewers, we have this show that you have created, our government and history. We shall be going, because it's from saa 9 to saa 10. We'll be having those discussions there. So now the church used to be, because wasikia hata chief alikuwa na kusacrifice even then, sawa,
yeah.
But umepata sana like ni kama church na government wameingiliana sana, unapata ni kama now the government is controlling the church. And church should be an independent body, not the religion, because kuna the Islamics, sawa,
yeah.
Kuna
Hindu,
the Christians, the Hindus,
yeah,
you know,
the Buddhists, yeah,
Buddhist and all other things and all other whatever that imeshikana hapo kwa religion, si ndio? So so now when the government inakuja na kama ambaye ina control church, unapata we don't know as a people who can we trust, and we know who are these stakeholders, you know. I want to research who are these stakeholders ambao wanaongea kwa government,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Now tu wakishikana, okay, that is a good advice from the former president. Sawa, church na nizishikane zikuwe one thing,
yeah.
But the question is, if wakikuwa one thing, will they speak with one voice ambayo it is good for the Kenyan people, ama will they speak with a voice ambayo is not for the Kenyan people?
Me, I think wakishikana wanaekwa tu kwa mfuko. This is Kenya, my dear, and money, kwanza this time kwa hii serikali ya Ruto, money now speaks louder than any
and money shouldn't be, because there are people who don't have that money.
Sasa
and
now
you
are told,
I want to ask you, unajua Hustler Fund?
Yeah.
Did you deal with Hustler Fund?
Yeah.
Ulichukua Hustler Fund?
Nilichukua.
But then your Hustler Fund ilikuwa ni ya nini? Ya kutusaidia ama ilikuwa tu ni like something ama me, you know, I used to hear people say it is money laundering and stuff, you know. And it is said that the Hustler Fund is something that is supposed to help the youths, and people who wants to start up businesses and hustlers, you know, out here. And nasikia kuna watu ambao wanasema wamesaidiwa nayo, but the majority wako like haikunisaidia. Uliambia ukilipa unaongezewa limit, but haijaniongezea limit, nili to 500 bado. Now how can I start business with 500 shillings, you know? Because 500 ni unga moja ya ugali, and maybe sukuma.
Yeah.
Unatembea mguu kwenda home sasa. Right?
Yeah.
So tell me about Hustler Fund.
Okay, Hustler Fund. People,
but that was the thing that was going on yesterday, bado. There was something like that going on. Ruto alienda kwa nini? Alienda KICC kwa sherehe second anniversary of Hustler Fund. So tell me, has it helped you and your friends that you have talked to about them? Imekusaidia? Because when umesema, since yesterday they met, na wakaongelea kuhusu eti religion and the civil and the stakeholders, ukasema money is the only thing.
Yeah.
Now, money, we are told money ya Hustler Fund yatusaidia sisi. Has it helped you?
Okay, Hustler Fund. I don't remember kama nisaidia, because nilikuanga na Daisha. I was stuck in a situation, and I wanted like 700 like really fast, and I had been taking and paying urgently, so I thought maybe this time wataniongezea, nikakuja kupeana tu ni ile 200 yangu, and they are like, and I'm like, how can this help me when all we hear are fake promises that ukilipa unaongezewa, and hakuna kitu kama hiyo. So it's very very, and most of my friends are like, hii kitu itusaidii, because unachukua inaanza kuzana almost immediately.
Inazana.
Yeah, almost immediately.
Yes.
So you're like, okay, sasa hii inazana immediately. Hiyo pesa kama haijanisaidia yenyewe,
meishaanza kuzana.
Na hiyo pesa ya kuzana, imagine.
Na kesho shakwambia sasa iko 519, 520, 525, 600. Mimi kama yangu took 500. Na sasa I think it is 700.
Wow.
Now I was like, I have to like clear it because I don't know, you know. Sawa?
Yeah.
So tell me. Tell me. Lewis, tell me, what are we going to do about the state of this country? Because unafika place unaambiwa, I told you as we started this show, we were like, it's our love. Yeah. It's our love. And when it's your love, you don't give up on it. You don't give up on it at all. You know, because love doesn't give up. Love doesn't give up. Love lazima ikuwe phoenix. You rise from your ashes and go. Now we need to rise Kenya from its ashes.
Someone once told me.
So the question is, do you think that these meetings that they're doing, is it like, unajua nilikuwa nasema ni kama these leaders do things for, like ni kama for example Kalonzo kuwa president, maybe ni bucket list and like anisha kuwa president, unaona? But do they really care about Kenya? Because the moment that these people sit on that seat, I'm going to say sit on that throne, the moment they sit at that throne, it's like they forget, you know, they forget that these are the promises that I gave my people. These are the things that I said I'm gonna do. This is what I should do. Kenya ilikuwa hivi. Unajua ni kama mtu ama wanakuwaga ni kama venye ukiwa nje ya field, una venye field vitu zina happen, uko like angepiga hivi, angefanya hivi. You know, but when you get there, you sit on that system, umeenda umekalile kiti, you're the president now. You're the minister now. You're the deputy president now. Now it's like you forget. Ama what happens, you know, because atupo padli pazuri, because ukiobserve vitu ambavyo vime happen in the 2 years, we are not happy as a Kenyan people. So you as a Kenyan youth and a Kenyan people of tomorrow, because you are here for the next like 50 years, unafaa kureturn na miaka ngapi? 60 ama 65?
It's 65.
You are far from there, so you have like another 45 years of working. Sindio? How do you feel?
Okay. Miaka inaenda mbio. Like it's like, I don't know, the earth is going at a higher speed around the sun than it used to. So right now I might be 21. But years are going at a rate that hadi mtu akiretire hata kuwa anasema I did this in my youth. Your kids will ask you, Dad, Mom, what did you do at your 20s?
Your country? Says we are owned by the Chinas. What did you do for your country? Okay,
one thing I can say, I'm defending him, is that ruling is not easy.
It is not. Ushaikuwa prefect wewe?
Nishaikuwa prefect. Ruling is not easy.
You lose friends.
Because everyone needs you to be on their favor.
And a certain way. And you can't be a certain way.
And you can't be there for everybody.
Yes. Ana Nyashinski alisema, I can't be there for everybody. Sawa? Na sisi impress kila mtu bado. Unaona? Do you know, I think that's what they say. Beauty is in the beholder.
The eyes of the beholder.
You know, kwa rafiki yangu wanasemaga beauty is in the eyes of the beer holder.
Indeed.
In the beer holder, not the beholder. You know, when you're drunk, you see everyone is cute and beautiful. I'm told that. I don't know.
It is
Maybe
true.
I'll try and see.
It is true. Very true.
Very true. Everyone becomes beautiful.
Very. And you're
everyone.
Even the funny thing is, waangalie the following day after you are sober.
You'll be like, oh my God,
what was I looking at? What on earth is this? So
what happened yesterday? Beer happened, So everyone, maybe maybe this person, because anasema life became expensive so that it may try and stabilize our shilling. Those are the things that he said. He said that we have a lot of debts that we have to pay that our children shouldn't pay. That's why I am doing things to pay staff. Maybe he is doing that. Maybe that is what is good for us and we cannot see it because we want easy. Maybe, you know, sometimes it's one of the negative only. See the positive. See both sides. Usone 2-6 ikiwa 6. Maybe I could have said in a car 9. Unaona? Sawa. So maybe because he said we were in a lot of debt and we have to pay this debt, and by paying debt we'll have to pay taxes, we'll have to contribute as the entire country, we'll have to stabilize our shilling isikuje ikuwe ya Uganda, unaona? By the way, oh my God, do you know I'm told in Rwanda waliamkaga is Rwanda or which country, they wake up, you had like 300 million kwa bank, and then you wake up that 300 million is 10,000 and you're poor now, and you can do nothing now. Tell me.
Okay, that is kind of scary because almost most of the people pesa zao ziko kwa bank and they're like this is my everything.
So the thing is, the question is, do you think that everything he is doing for this country, and as Kenyans we don't see it because we want it easy? Ilikuwa tu easy wakati wa Kibaki, wakati wa Moi, but we have a lot of debt now. Tumekopa wa China, tulikuwa tuuze airports. Unaona? What do you think?
Okay, let me start by saying in high school my principal was was it history or business teacher. Aliniambia in the era of Moi, the late President Moi, Kenyan money was in the same value with China's money. And that was around in I think if not 92, it was 72, somewhere there. So you can imagine at that rate the Kenyan money and the Chinese money are at the Kenyan economy and the Chinese are at the same now are at the same part of the economic society, you know. So you can just imagine from there to now. Right now a Kenyan dollar, a Kenyan shilling and a Chinese okay, I don't do currency, but ziko na a difference kubwa sana. Ni kwan. So unapata that difference inachangia sana tukiona our president is doing nothing. Tukiona that what he's doing is not what we expect him to do. He's saying that he's doing for our level best.
Yes.
He's trying his best to make our life endurable. But is that what is happening? Is that what we think? Unaona? Sometimes we are like, maybe he's lying, and sometimes we are like, okay, maybe he's saying the truth. We are to go 50-50. If we throw ourselves into him, he might see us as fools. If we don't give him our trust, he might see us as hardcore, and then he akazilaza. Even if you don't want this, it will still be happening because we can't do anything right now. If we try to do anything, you saw what happened to the Gen Z when they tried to speak up.
Let me ask you a question, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Game of Thrones vizuri?
Yeah.
And there is the Dragon Queen, yeah? And there was the Snow King. Ndangwaje Snow King? Nisahau jina, that cute man.
Niliangalianga
very handsome guy.
Yeah.
And then there was that guy, there was the short guy. So from the Lancaster family.
Yeah.
And there was the eunuch. And everyone, after they lost their kingdom, everyone had ideas of who should sit on that iron throne.
Yeah.
And the Dragon Queen felt that she was doing everything for this, for the 7 kingdoms.
Yeah.
And the eunuch also felt that way. The Lancaster felt that way, and the snowman also felt that way. So maybe as a Kenyan people, we're not ready to have that conversation. That as a Kenyan people, tumekuwa in debt for a very long time. Na tukiendelea hii maisha ya rahisi na debt zile zikiongezeka, at some point China itachukua Kenya. Unajua ukipeleka kitu kwa loan, unaona inachukuliwa, wanakuja kuchukua. Unataka Shylocks, wanakuja kuchukua. So maybe this president is doing everything. Maybe msije mkanipiga. Maybe. And we are not ready to listen to that conversation. We are not ready to sacrifice, to do the things, you know. Unaambiwa pia etangwaje mtu amechaguliwa anachukaga kwao. Etangwaje?
Nini?
Something
a prophet is not accepted in his own hometown.
Prophet is not accepted kwao. maybe he is doing everything he can do to save Kenya, but we are not right. Sure, unambegwa it comes hard before it is better.
Yeah.
You know. So we don't know. What can you say?
Okay, according to Kenyans, which I am a Kenyan, according to me, I can see that he's trying. He's trying his best. Even though he's... we were told a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. Unga ilikuwa mia ngapi? One something. But now it is around 90 or something. Kuna hiyo ya 90, kuna hiyo ya 100. Yeah. So people are grumbling for it, but now unaweza nunua at your own.
But then you know unga kitambo 40 bob, I am told by my mom.
Yeah.
My mom told me that actually I saw my mom comes from a very rich family. Very rich. Very rich. Do you know that her father's lawyer was Mutula Kilonzo? Yeah.
Wow.
So you know.
Royalty.
So she comes from a very rich family. Very rich family. And I saw vitabu counters ambazo kwa zimeandikwa kuhusu budget ya duka, because they had a lot of shops. They used even to work with Comesa.
Wow.
Comesa, the African bloc. So I saw and I was like, ngoja ameandika sijui sumuni sijui kuna vitu fulani, kuna stock fulani imeletwa sijui ni shilingi 3. Hiyo shilingi 3 is like sijui ni bundle ngapi za unga za chapo. 3 bob. Unasikia it is like 10 bundles.
3 bob.
Aliambia nyumba used to be paid like kama akiwa kole. Nyumba ilikuwa inalipwa zweti bob moja. Nyumba. Ukiishi place mzuri ni 10 bob. But that 10 bob was big. You know, it was like unaishi one bedroom na shilingi 10.
Wow.
Una get?
Yeah.
You know. So it was a good time then. I don't know where we went wrong, you know. Now what we're going to struggle kuhusu unga. That is what you were saying.
Yeah, they were struggling kupata unga. And you are like sasa okay, utapata unga na mafuta je? Ya kupika, ya kukula. Si unakumbuka hii time yenye kulikuwa kwa mafuta ilikuwa imepotea. And it was like everyone is claiming that the president. Sometimes we should even look that we should even see that
on that point, unasema hivyo. There's someone who asked me, maybe we are blaming the president, but maybe the president, unasema barabara fulani imeharibika, hospitali fulani haina pesa. Maybe the president anapeana hiyo pesa. But by the time inafika pale kwa MCA, wao ndo wanaharibu. Maybe anapeana 10 billion ya kutengeneza barabara, because we are discussing about this person called Morara Kebaso, and we were discussing alilo hospitali Taita, akaenda huko Taita akapata. Ukienda, I don't know if you ever gone to Coast. Ukienda Coast kuna barabara ambayo iko, there's a national park there, name inaitwaje? Kwa national park pale kubwa sana.
Is this Serengeti? I've never been to Coast.
No, it's we know it. Hata kama hujaenda Coast, you know it because umeisoma. It contributes so much in the economy and the tax paying of this
Masai
country.
Mara or something?
No, Masai Mara iko place ingine. When you're going to Coast kuna nini hapo? I'm forgetting the name.
Is it Serengeti?
No. Kuna that place, yeah? And barabara iko vibaya sana. Hiyo barabara ngao the last imetengenezwa ni 2000. Na pesa inashinda kitolewa. Kumekuwa na magavana, kumekuwa na ministers, kumekuwa na nani, but mpaka sai na pesa inatolewa ya kutengeneza. So this person asked me, maybe you're blaming the president, but the president maybe anatoa pesa because inabaki ilitolewa.
Yeah.
Unaona? Pesa ilitolewa ya kutengeneza barabara, ya kuweka dawa kwenye hospitali, ya kulipa madaktari, but haijawafikia. So tell me.
So, okay, hapo
should you blame the president alone? Ama tunafaa kusema president akwe kama endangwaje? Huyu CS education kitambo. Matiang'I aende hapo in the ground. Ajue in the ground pesa nimepeana hapa, mbona barabara haijatengezwa? Wewe toka mwingine. Tukue kama akwa nitoaje? president alikufa Magufuli wa Tanzania. Magufuli used
anatoa hiyo anaingiza huyo
anakupiga. I heard there were teachers that alienda kuwapiga viboko. Yeah.
The teachers
in a school there in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam.
Yeah.
So guys, you are saying we shouldn't blame the president. Now tell me, as we close up the show, naona muda pale watupiga kisogo. So niambie, what do you think?
I don't think the president is the only one who can be blamed. Pia watu wenye anapea hizi ma contract and all that. Pia wao wanatumia hizi pesa vibaya. When we start blaming the president, we should make sure that those people wenye pia sisi tunachagua apart from the tumechagua, they are trustworthy. And we should advise him. Si kuna hizi nini akienda public court
gatherings.
Yeah. So tunafaa tumwambie kama ni kuchagua watu, achague mtu mwenye hata they will not swindle the money. They will put the money in use. And even if he will have to use Matiang'I's way of working.
Work ethic.
Yeah, unapata tumekaa tu hapa hivi and out of the blues tunasikia gari ndo hii imefika.
Ako like ngoja unasikia ako pale.
Yeah.
Kitengela. Mbona Kitengela hakuna street lights? Na nimependa pesa ya street lights. Nani MCA wa hapa? Mbona Adriva hakuna barabara mzuri kunyesha kuna kaa vibaya? Mbona siweje Adriva mpaka sasa inatusumbua?
Mbona pale pana kaa? So that is what we as a country should advise our president to do. Something at least pia sisi tutanini.
Now, Mr. President, His Excellency, maybe you should come to the ground, you know, and see things from the ground, from the perspective of the ground. Vitu kwa background.
Kwa ground ni different.
Yeah, ni vitu kwa ground by the way ni very different right
Sana.
now. Maybe unafaa ukuja hapo, uangalie uulize who is this person? Like anaamua I am going today, naenda leo Taita. Hii barabara ngoja. Sasa kuna kila mtu wa kila department, sawa? Hii barabara nilipenda pesa ngapi? The government allocated this kind of money. What happened?
Mr. President,
what happened?
Ruling is not easy.
Yeah.
And you can't be everywhere.
You can't be everywhere
at the same time. But at least you can, you know, put somebody you trust. Si kila mtu ni trusted huku nje. Maybe those who we think are friends are mostly the one who wenye wanatumaliza. You know, there was this movie I was watching, The Crown. The Crown, the Prime Minister, during the time of Queen Elizabeth, she has served with so many prime ministers. So one of them was like, you should not go visit the people because that will show that the crown is weak. But the Queen said, no, that does not show that the crown is weak. It shows that the crown and the people are one. So it is not those up there that are in fault all the time. It is the people who are advising the crown.
Because
so,
whether it's true, yeah. If you don't have good advices right there, then you're going to fail your entire thing.
Terribly.
Who are giving you advice?
Terribly. See, like the same case happened to after Solomon died. His son Rehoboam.
Absalom.
Is it Absalom? Rehoboam and yeah. So it was like the advice from the youth and the old men. Akachagua iya. I will. My father put a yoke on you. Should I take the yoke? It was after Solomon. After Solomon died, the elders came to him in the book of, is it 2 Kings or something? The elders came to his son and they were like, your father put a yoke on us. Will you take it off or will you add it? And then he went to the youth and he was like, and the youth were like, tell them you will add it. And then he went to other advisors and they were like, tell them you will remove it. You see? So he followed the advice of the youth, which was bad advice. Angalia tu mtu mwenye, somebody once told me, even fools grow old. So si lazima ati mtu akizeeka atakupea the sound advice. Upate he said he will double it, and that is how the kingdom of Israel was separated into two.
Okay.
So the advice given to the president should not be undermined by one person. It should not be at the interest of one person. It should be at the interest of all of us. And when the president takes all that advice, I kalie chini, I fikirie, I combine, and then akuje na the point yenye ame come up, yenye imekuja kwa akili yake, yenye yeye ameona this, I have taken and considered all your voice, and I have decided this and that. Unaona? So
okay,
I think that is all from me.
Okay, so guys, it has been a really wonderful show. Thank you, Mr. Lewis, for showing up.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much for for wale watazamaji wamekuwa nasi. Ni wapi? Sako kwa bako as the show went on, and tumekuwa na points pale.
Yeah.
And you can continue to comment because we are live. You can continue to share your opinions, yeah?
Yeah.
We love you so much. Let's continue to fight for our first love, that is Kenya, and maybe any other loves.
And let's pray. Somebody once told me,
may God save the king.
Yeah,
may God save the president, yeah?
So, when somebody once told me, if you start marrying someone, Zulfa, marry someone who will not, when you mekosana, they will not run to another dress.
They will dress to you.
They will run to God.
Okay.
So Kenya is our first love. Kenya is let's not run to another dress.
Okay.
And women, let's not run to another trouser.
Okay.
Let's run to God.
Okay.
Let's go and pray for this country.
Okay.
It needs prayers.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Very.
The president needs prayers.
Yeah, he's human too.
Our leaders need prayers.
Yeah.
And our youth, we need prayers too.
Everyone needs it.
Goodbye. This has been Kenya News Alert Morning Tea Show. Asante sana kwa kuwa nasi. Tuonane kesho the same time. Bye bye.
Adios.
Yes. So good morning. This is Kenya News Alert, and I am your host, House of Zulfa. Welcome to the Morning Tea Show. Today niko peke yangu, but I'll try to be as interesting as tukiwa watu 10. So, the thing that is going on right now in Kenya, the thing that kila mtu is talking about, is the wedding of Kalonzo's daughter. Anaitwa Misada. So Misada was getting married to Mr. Martin, and the ceremony was in Naivasha. And we saw some really interesting people there, okay? So, tuliona Uru aliattend, Wamalwa, Wavinyandeti, that is the governor of Machakos, and it was a beautiful, beautiful ceremony. What you can say is congratulations to Misada. Now Mrs. Njogu. Mrs. Nyaga ama Njogu. Mrs. Nyaga. Martin Nyaga. So the thing that I want to ask my listeners today is, what does it mean for Uhuru to attend that wedding? What does it mean? You know, keeping in mind that everything that our leaders do is political or politically inspired. Sindio? So guys, comment pale, tuna comment live, tunauliza maswali, mniambie what do you think it means, you know, because Kalonzo anaitisha presidency for 2027, si ndio? Na pia pale obviously kulikuwa na Wamalwa pia ambaye pia anaitisha that presidency. And then now Uhuru is there. And we've been having issues with our current president and people saying that, oh, nini. And actually, back then when I had some course of mine here, tulikuwa tunauliza, can the president get impeached? Okay? Because we've had issues. Because after Gachagua went and after some issues as the Kenyan people have been facing, right now, ujua Kenya tuko aje. Because this president has been here for only 2 years, okay? And right now, instead of thinking about developments and thinking about the things that this president told us, well, that is Mr. Ruto. Alituambia atafanya vitu fulani, hata tumempa muda kweli wa kufanya hizi haya mambo ambayo alisema atafanya. I don't know, you know. But the thing is, there are a lot of issues, and the way things are going, Kenyans are like, no, we don't want. Some Kenyans are saying we want Matiang'I there. Some Kenyans are saying we want Kebaso, and we had a whole discussion about it, yeah? So, tell me, what does it mean? So I went through some of the comments there. Kwa hiyo ceremony, after they posted it, I went through some of the nini, and I'm going to read it to them, to you. So wanasema, this Kenya wanasema, this means that Mulima na Eastern wameshikana for the election that is about to come. So this was a political wedding. But you guys, we saw that girl get married. You know, it's a very... But as you see the video, ukiendelea kuangalia ile video, unaona venye those politicians were there with their wives, and it was an happy ceremony. Inanipea hope as a Kenyan, actually. It gives me hope as a Kenyan. Like, things are going to change. Like, maybe if now wameanza kushikana hivi, they're in one place, like when nimesema Wamalwa pia anaitisha presidency na Kalonzo anaitisha presidency 2027, and they were there at the same place, and they were there and they were laughing and sharing meals and cake and cutting cake together there. That means maybe you're going to have another peaceful election. We're going to have, maybe the leaders that are to come, you know, are going to be mature, but we don't know. We're just looking at it, yeah? So, as they say, let me read this. Wanasema aje. Wanasema, let me get back to them. In recent months, members of opposition led by Kalonzo have dropped hints of forming a coalition that will be bigger than Azimio to unseat President William Ruto in 2027. That has been the talk, by the way. That has been the talk. The talk of Ati... that has been the talk, yeah, of which Kalonzo alikuwa ni Azimio kitambo, and now they want to make a bigger thing. Maybe the coalition is for Uhuru and Kalonzo, you know, and maybe it is going to work. But Kalonzo has been there, guys. Let's talk about Kalonzo. Kalonzo has been there tanguko. And all the time, lazima, I don't know why lazima ajishkanishage na mtu all the time. And he's already like a household name. We know him, amekuku tangu, zama. My parents found him there doing stuff, and he's still here, you know, asking for this presidency stuff. But lazima ajishkanisha, anajishkanisha, mara kwanza sijui ilikuwa amejishkanisha na Kibaki, mara ya pili amejishkanisha na Raila, wakaform sijui ni Orange. You want to go Orange or something, I don't remember, was a little girl then. And then bado when lazima ajishikanisha na mtu. What I can tell this person is, why can't you just stand on your own, Mr. Kalonzo? Because you've been here. You don't have to shikanisha yourself with anyone. You know this politics. You know this Kenya. You were once our vice president. You were once our minister of something. You know this place. Then why do you have to always shikanisha with someone? You know? Hapo na mahali nafika nasema, like, politics is just like a dirty game. That we can't even understand, that we can't even sometimes but we shall continue to understand it, yeah? So Uhuru attended that wedding, and people are not taking it just like a wedding. People are talking about different things. People are talking about this is just not a wedding, because hata ukiangalia kwa mtandao hata hakuna picha nyingi za hiyo harusi hamna. Picha ambazo zipo ni picha za nini, za Uhuru na Kalonzo wakiongea, you know. Those are the pictures that are there. So that really makes us think otherwise, you know. Are there like cardinals for nini? So wanasema aje, ngoja niangalie comment. Kuna comment hapo wanasema the couple in question aren't in pictures at all. The underpinning is that you, Kalonzo, and Uhuru are getting married politically. Yeah, and I can actually back that up, you know, because why? You know, why? And the way we've seen Kenyan politicians doing these things before, hivi tu ndo hivyo, Ruto na Uhuru the same, hivyo ndo hivyo. Unaona, wanashikana just some things. I don't know why we are always carried by these things. Na unapata kuna mtu ambaye sa even after what we've seen and we are continuing to say, tumekuwa tukisema hapa kwenye studio, the mistakes that our parents did politically by electing leaders that hata tujui, man, leaders ambao hata wakishafika pale, you know, there is like just they play with their emotions, you know, wanabaki tumeokoka, ni Mungu ametupeleka hapa, and then when they get there at that seat, they're like, they don't keep their promises. They start doing things that they didn't even say. It's like now tukiongea hata wasikizi, and then now we fall for the same thing. Now tumeona Uhuru na Kalonzo ni hawa. I mean, how desperate as a people can we be? You know, tukiona kitu kama hii eti harusi au tumekuja tuko like, wameshikana basi, sijui nini. We shouldn't do the same mistakes that our parents did. Sawa? Wengine, man, these politicians. Okay, again kuna mwingine amesema you have seen all the signs now. Murima is with you now. Sawa? So hiyo nasema pia Kalonzo sasa na Murima, which is the Mount Kenya region, wameshikana sasa for 2027 elections, you know. So what I can say kwa comments pale, naomba muniulize maswali, munijibu pia, mniambie, do you think this is just like something they are doing, you know, for the elections, ama they just went there innocently to support Uhuru? Alienda pale tu kusupport rafiki yake ambao wamefanya kazi na yeye, you know, wameenda tu pale kumsupport, ama mnadhani kuna kitu kingine ambacho kimewekwa? Okay, so naona pale kuna mtu anaitwa Masi amesema obviously it is in Kenya, and in Kenya even though vitu zina work. In Kenya even though vitu zina work. So true Mercy, by the in Kenya this is what they do things. Unaanza kujishikanisha na church, mwingine anajishikanisha sijui na nini, mwingine anajishikanisha sijui na nini, and we fall for it. Aya pale kuna Dena na anasema hello, this is a good show. Anasema this is just rules for politics. You know, politics is a game, and a very dirty game. Aki, true. You can never know what is true with these people. Aki, you never know what is true with these people. Okay, naona kuna planes on Felix anasema Zulfa, you're on point Zulfa. Thank you. It is true. You guys comment pale muulize, because me kwangu hata sometimes I don't understand these things. I don't understand how comes a wedding sasa ishakuwa something, ishakuwa not a wedding now, it's just something differently and totally different from that. And also there was this thing that was going on there, very cute actually. Kulikuwa na mabibi na mabwana, and they were doing these TikTok challenges. I don't know who got them to do that. I am not the bride, you're not the newlyweds and stuff, and they were kissing, and they were, sometimes you go and question yourself, like, is it like really genuine? Are they like doing this genuinely? Me, I never get anything with politics. You never get anything with politics. Pale namona pia anaitwa Ndizi anasema hello, it is true. Mimi hata I never believe anyone that is a politician, because it's like they are made of lies. But some maybe are honest. Yesterday I had a guest here and we were talking, and I remember he said there's this one politician, Matiangi, Mr. Matiangi. That guy always does what he says, what he's required to do. That guy, yani, whenever he's given a task, maybe if he becomes our president, you know, maybe we shall see something different, because he does. Maybe atakalia kiti alafu a change, you know. But that guy venye tumeona from akwe CS wa education, from akwe from in interior security, amekuwa tu like on point, amekuwa anafanya whatever is required of them. So maybe not all politicians are liars, you know. Maybe some, tuseme 90% of them, but maybe 10%. You know, we must have hope kama kuna mtu ambaye kama Matiang'i anafanya. Sawa? Okay, what else? The question that I'm asking is, was Uhuru attending that wedding just for political issues? Just for PR and stuff, just for us as Kenyans to see it. Ona sasa hawa sababu tumeshinda tukilia sababu ya our current president, sasa hawa wameshikana, maybe it will be different. But these are the people that have been there. You know, these are I don't know, me as a person mwenyewe, let me say what I think, you know. Me as a person mwenyewe, we've seen these people do the same things. Na ndo maana ulipata, because we've seen the same things, and us as a youth, as a people, and the people of tomorrow, tulienda kuandamana pale. These people, Uhuru, Kalonzo, Raila, Ruto, Wamalwa, are people who have been here. Are people who have been kuuza sera, wamekuwa kiuza tu sera. They have been here, you know. They have been doing these things that they're doing right now. So was it genuine though? That is the question. Aya, namwana pale kuna anaitwa Adele Anyango. Anasema, no, maybe he just went for the wedding, but in Kenya you never know. True, Adele. You never know. In Kenya, you never know. That's why I think we really need to get to know our politics. We really need to get to know our rights. We really need to get to know the constitution. Because as ukiuliza, ni wangapi wanajua constitution? Ni wangapi wanajua their rights as a Kenyan people? Ni wangapi wanajua? How many Kenyans go to kwa bunge ya wananchi? And you should be there to know what is going on. How many Kenyans go? We don't go. We don't know what is what. Unaona? So, naona pia kuna mwingine anaitwa Kila anasema, hello, me just think that ilikuwa tu ni harusi and those couples were really, really beautiful. True. Actually, I never knew about Kalonzo's family. Okay, I have met his wife, but I've never, sijaijua watoto wake ama nini, but I usually heard that akona mtoto ambaye ni DJ kijana, but I never knew about the daughter. Such a cute couple. Such a cute couple. Again, we congratulate. Anaitwa Saada, Miss Saada, but now is Mrs. Martin. But then does she keep her name? Does she keep her name, by the way? You know, if I was getting married and I'm from like a prominent family, I would keep my name. I would just remain like so and so Kalonzo. I would never change my name. I would keep it that way, but that's just me, yeah. So guys, commentini jamani pale, mkiniuliza, mkiniambia, was that just a genuine wedding that Uhuru attended, you know, ama ilikuwa ameenda for political, to get politically married to Kalonzo 2027 washikane? Sababu nimesoma Kalonzo amesema ana create a coalition that is even bigger than Azimio. And you know, Azimio has been the bigger coalition here, you know, in Kenya. So Kalonzo amesema, I'm going to create something that is bigger, and we are going to unseat. English imeanza kuenda aje. Unseat President William Ruto in 2027. So you guys commentini pale, tuna reply hizo comments live. Okay? Sawa. So namona pale kuna mtu anaitwa Ezra anasema, in Kenya politics is just like a game, and let them unite, because as a Kenyan people we are tired of these games. Then if as a Kenyan people we are tired of these games, maybe we should elect like a Gen Z president. Maybe Morara Kebaso should be the president, someone different, someone new, someone who our age, someone who knows as a people, because sasa sisi ndo youth. Yani ukiangalia watu ambao wanaenda kuandamana Gen Zs, there were a lot of, as I continue to say, unemployed youth, a lot, and that means those people are not employed. Those people are disappointed with the government. Ni siku gani ulionaga youth wameenda kupigania nchi yao wewe tena in Kenya, you know? So maybe let us elect someone who understands us. Let us try and elect a leader who knows, a leader who is different, a leader mwenye hajakuaga tu hapa. Maybe sometimes nakaga nasema ama these leaders wenye wamekuaga is like being a president kwa bucket list. Like they just want to tick it, like just to tick, not for us as a country, as a people, not as not for Kenya as a Kenyan, as a republic. Maybe they just want to is a bucket list, because mtu anakujanga anatuambia vitu tunasema maybe this is the one, maybe this is the guy that Mungu ametuma atutoe Misri, and then kidogo haya ndio hivyo sasa. So maybe it's a bucket list. What if now the Gen Z tumeamka, venye tumejiinua sahi? What if right now we be like, you know what, let us elect someone that knows what we're going through, yeah? Okay, naona pale kuna Aisha Kemboi anasema it's a beautiful thing, the wedding, but me, I didn't trust even for a moment about the former president attending the wedding. True, yeah? Okay, so guys, we're going to go for a short break and then we're going to come back. Nipate me comment pale, meambia, what do you think? Was it like a politically marriage, ama they just genuinely went to attend that wedding? Okay, let us go for that break and we'll be back shortly. And he had his beautiful 9 children.
Yeah.
So now we want to talk about Dedan Kimathi now
As a hero.
Yeah, as the freedom fighter, as the hero that we all know now, as the street of Nairobi. Sindio?
Yeah. The street that was named after him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have like roughly 30 minutes to discuss about this. Okay. So I want us to go and deeper on the points.
Yeah.
Sindio? Twende sasa. Who is Dedan Kimathi to you as a freedom fighter?
To me, as a citizen, I'm not a freedom fighter. To me, Dedan is a hero. To me, he's a change maker. He's a visionary. Someone who saw, who envisioned Kenya not as a country, but as a free nation. Not as a country which was under any bondage, but as a country that everyone had freedom of speech, had the freedom to correlate, had the freedom to travel without, and every child out there had the freedom to go to school, to learn.
You know, my dear guest, yeah, Lewis,
yes,
it was a tense moment.
Yeah.
It was a very, very tense moment.
Yeah.
Imagine being born where you know hauwezi pita kwa ile njia. Na si eti hapo kuna umbwa, sababu you will be shocked.
Yeah.
Hauwezi ongea design fulani because you'll be taken to concentration camps.
Yeah.
And you're in that state. And now you're a grown man, you know, you've been living there for like 30 years and it is still the same. And now your children, you're like, okay, ndakufa hivi na watu wangu watabaki into this. And if no one doesn't speak up, people are going to die. And my children might not even own this land because they say they were fighting for their land. And Wagikuyu, they say Wayaki is freedom.
Yeah.
So Wiyaki.
Yeah.
Freedom. So
Wiyaki.
So they were fighting for their freedom. And now they're like Kimathi with Dwight Lokami, they sit down. Now, I'm thinking somewhere in the heart, John and the fire is like there. And you're doing it in harsh voices because unajua then you couldn't just speak out.
Yeah.
So wako like, no, so they were the first freedom fighter.
No.
They were there, but hapo wamejoin bado. So what do you think? Unajua kama sasa unajua kuna watu wanavuta bangi na unaanza kuvuta bangi.
Yeah.
What makes you mpaka ifike kwa like now let me go search them.
Okay.
Unajua kuna klabu nyingi but haujaingia kwa klabu.
Yeah.
Then one day unaenda kuingia kwa klabu. So now this is then Kimathi and Lokami. Wakicha na kwa like walai. Maybe even their child was harassed, we don't know.
Yeah.
Unajua kwa kila creative thing is what if their child was harassed and they're like I know.
Hii imefika mwisho.
Imefika mwisho.
So if we put it that way, that would also be
I'm sorry.
motivation.
It's windy.
Yeah,
It's windy
out
here. We
here.
should get our ears plugged.
I have to, but I don't have any. So that was the motivation.
Yes.
And we are told that anything can motivate you.
Yes.
And there is this movie I was watching that said everyone is a ticking bomb. You just have to know the right button to press. Yeah, because if you have a yellow line and you have a red point, Mali, if I cross it, Zulfa, no matter how friends we are, itaishia hapo. And you can even swallow me alive. So I'm sure there is Mali ilifika nani akaona hapana, hapa ni mwisho. They have taken our land, they have taken our
this. That and you have taken me like back. That everyone has like that the taking bomb.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And you've taken me really back. About something when you mesema hivyo. But let us get back to the freedom fighters.
Okay. So, as I was saying.
So walifika a place wakapiga walikuwa kwa yellow line. Sasa venye alienda kwa kuwa soldier. So that was the yellow line.
Yeah.
But sasa red line yake udhani ilifika
wapi? Red line
like I know.
Red line I'm sure ilikuwa maybe one of because one of the reasons was because of the oppression that African soldiers were going through. That can make sure maybe even his brother was oppressed. Maybe he died in that minute, or his child
and
was.
He had 3 brothers.
Yeah, or his child was shot.
Or he was harassed.
Yeah, he was harassed by those people.
Or his daughter was forced to go and prune some cotton, or to go wash toilets for a white man.
You see, yeah. Or maybe even they came to his home and said threatened his land where he was after taking millions and millions. Yeah.
But maybe and because obviously there's something in him set of akaingia kwa forest.
Yeah.
You decide to kuacha home kitanda yako uende ingie kwa forest.
Mimi
ukijua now this is a death sentence.
You can imagine sasa mimi niache dufe yangu na niache hiyo smooth mattress.
Yes.
Niende nikalale kwa manyasi.
Yeah.
That must be something very you can imagine.
And vitu nyingi spiders and some dangerous and poisonous things.
I'm afraid of such things. So that means that maybe what motivated him might be much greater than his love for life, you know. Akiingia hapo alikuwa anajua this is a situation of life and death. Nikipatikana I am dead. So nikiingia hapa I am getting here knowing very well that I am fighting for the freedom of this country, for the future. Because I'm sure hakuwa anaona tu hapa. Unajua sometimes what leaders fail to see is that they just look at the smaller picture.
Yeah.
Wanaangalia tu hapa chenye watakula saa hiyo. Like sasa hizi when someone is angry they'll just see my chips and they'll be like, "Wa si anakula poa." So some leaders were like, "Okay, sawa, hii yenye nakula, kesho nitakula hii." No, he was like, "Hii yenye nitakula haitoshi, si sawa. Kesho nataka kukula something better. Maybe mine is chips and nini. So kesho nataka kukula, let's say pizza, you know? And I want to eat it freely, you know? Yeah, so Kimanthi was like, today I'm hiding, but I want to make sure when I come out of this hiding place, I am going to a free country.
Yes.
I am going to live a free life.
Ama if I die, Rojo, do you know his slogan was what? We fight till the last gun.
Wah! Makofi kwake. She knows.
A moment of silence.
A moment.
We fight till the last gun. Upate hakuna gun anymore ya kufight.
Yeah.
That man was like, yani, I'm going to die here. Like the way I told you, Spartans used to know nikienda huko, unajua Spartans aungeacha your arrow and your bow. Aungeacha ile shield yako. Ukiacha you have to go back for it. That shield. Afadhali ukufe ukichukua hiyo shield yako. You know? And let us say Dedan Kimanthi's shield was was his country, his land, the freedom of Kenya, the freedom of Africa. Because now these aliens had come to Africa and they were scrambling and partitioning Africa, and it's like now our Africa wasn't our own. They were telling us, stop speaking in your Gikuyu language, stop speaking in your Kikamba language, stop speaking your Taita, your Bagusi, your Baluya. We want to speak just an English, just one language. So they're changing everything about you. They're sending you to wars, to fight to wars, and I will do it again.
Wow. That was the hardest. I am sure, as a reincarnation of a freedom fighter, I am sure.
As mtu akona mababu ambao walipiga.
Yeah, I am sure that was the hardest thing to do. Knowing that you're going to die, Zulfa, knowing that, Zulfa, you're not going to leave this place alive, no matter what you do. It's either you die here,
or
someone else dies.
Here.
Or someone else dies.
Or someone else. Nile kuna rafiki waliambiaga alikuja akaloa na Mkisii.
Yeah.
Kuelewa na Mkisii, unajua Mkisii na Bakige wako na hasira, wako na nini, sawa? So windy, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But we must embrace his nature. Hii ndio kitu yenye nani alipigania. Dedan Kimonte alikuwa anapigania. Hii hewa ikugonge hivyo but kula kwenye paradise.
Yeah.
So our viewers, yeah, if you need anything advertised, if you want us to work with you, there's a number that there's a number in your screen that you can call, you can chat with, and we will talk to our team. K.N.A is a large team, our executive producers, and then they will tell you how we can locate you and how we can come to work with you. Because Dedan Kimanthi alipigania mpaka tufanye advertisements na wewe.
Yeah, by the way.
So we do it till the last advertisement.
Yeah, till the
last gun.
Yeah.
So what am I saying? Akaniambia alikuja akalona Kisii. Sawa?
Yeah.
Unajua kuna hii rumor ya Kisii wana vita. Wakisii wanapigana.
Yeah.
So she tells me that Kisii alikuja eti akajam siku moja. Na kapata amempiga mara 2-3. Mara 4 alifunga mlango.
Okay.
Na kamwambia it's either I die or you die. Unaona?
Yeah.
20. 20 is either you die
or I die.
Nasenge tu Wakisii wako na hasira. Hata mimi ni Mbaluya niko na hasira.
Yeah.
20, you know?
Yeah.
And they fought. Let me tell you, they fought. Alichukua mlango akafunga na aka kiti hapo. Ndio kusikuja mtu wa nje atakuja kusaidia eti baki kuna mtu amesaidia.
Yeah.
That is what Dedan Kimanthi did. Au timu kona asili, timu kona guns.
Hey.
We are going to make our own makeshift guns. And they used to make makeshift guns with like door handles, yeah? Wanatumia hiyo handle, sijui hiyo konji.
Yeah.
Sijui kwa na make aje, but they used to use it. They were really creative.
Yeah.
And even me eti walikuwa wanatumia viatu, wanavaa viatu aje.
Yeah, walikuwa wanavaa viatu. Mguu inaangalia nyuma, kiatu kiangalia mbele. So, if they are going south, if you look at the footprints, you'll see the footprints are going north. So that is how creative they were. If they are going west, their shoes, they will convert them and utaona wanaenda east. Yeah, they were like, and that thing really worked sana. Until I don't know, maybe somebody alikuja kuwageuzia. Because they were traitors. Yeah. There were traitors.
And there's this lady, I know she wrote something. She said that it used to give them nicknames. No, they was ilikuwa ni kama unashanga a Russian spy movie.
Yeah.
It was the same exact way. Alikuwa anawapea nicknames upate your name will not be revealed. So anakuita wewe sijui ni Nyawa Anthony, something way the mother of the birds, you ni something any names.
Yeah.
So I can't know. Sasa akisema mtu fulani sitajua nani.
Yeah.
I just like to say eti Philip Lewis, no nishajua.
Yeah.
But if I call you like something like the tree, who will know who is the tree?
Nobody.
You only
me.
The answer to kwa crowd ikisema the tree should bring trees, you will understand.
Yeah.
But if I say Philip Lewis now, okay, she's the only one. It was a very bad time.
Yeah.
Sindio?
Yeah.
Continue, my brother.
So, ulikuwa unapata with their creativity, those guys knew that knew survival. Then it was survival for the fittest. And it's at times like those that we as a country need to acknowledge the creativity of our leaders and the struggles of our independence. And we should also know that as a country, not only strength can win,
Yes.
even brain.
Even praying
Yeah, even brain
can win.
can win. So yeah,
You
we should
know,
appreciate our creativity.
yes.
Because ukikaa chini is good for leo fikiria. Do you know, just by using your brain, you can become a millionaire in the right way? Because
Do you know by then we don't use even at 10% of our brains.
yeah,
We don't.
We don't.
But this Kimathi guy, when ukifuatilia, and I want to listeners, you know, and viewers, go back there. Enda uingie kwa blanketi, uchukue maji yako, ukikunywa pale ama juisi lako, and I want you to see how Kimathi was doing things, yeah? Kimathi was like a genius. And I've said there's this question they were asking, is Kimathi the president that Kenya will never have?
yeah.
Same yeye peke yake alipigana. But he is the guy. So let us go. Tell me the days that yenye alishikwa.
It was around 19, if I have the correct name. He was arrested at
When he was nini,
yeah,
he was captured.
yeah.
And you know the
He was
person
at
that
the-
no Wawere, no something Wawere when alimshoot. Alimpata alikuwa anavuka. Anavuka valley.
Yeah.
Sawa? Na kwenye kuvuka ile valley, he shot him.
Guy.
Alimshoot. Alivyomshoot, alimpata alikuwa ameshika miwa na panga. Huyu mtu unadhani alikuwa njaje naenda because yeye alishika alikuwa amekondeana sana.
Yeah, you can see even his last picture. Akiwa nini uko nini where he is supposedly to be buried after his execution. You can see how venye alikuwa ameisha, you know. The food is taken, the land is taken. Sasa hapo ndio wanatoa chakula. And you can imagine kama hakuna chakula, there is like they are all hungry. Ni lazima aingie uko ndani kabisa. Atafute miwa. The likes of miwa, the likes of the wild fruits even, you know.
Okay. So let us read, yeah. Inasema Dedan Kimathi wa Shiore, born Kimathi wa Shiore 31st October 1920, was the leader of Kenya Land and Freedom Army during the Mau uprising.
Yeah.
That was from 1952 to 1960. Against the British colonial rule in Kenya in the 1950s. He was captured by the British in 1956 and executed in 1957. Kenya gained independence in 1963. Ndio?
Yeah.
Okay. Kimathi is credited the leading efforts to create formal military structures within the Mau Mau and the governing and the convening a war council in 1953. Do you know there's something else? Do you know this person had built a parliament called Forest?
Parliament?
Yes. Elected and the parliament was running. Like alikuwa sio kama amesoma akajua how they do it, the British.
Yeah.
Alikuwa the same way kwa Forest. Ako anafanya the bullshit things. He also had kept a personal diary that he used to document kila kitu nani. Sawa eh? So this guy ako anafanya hivi kitu kiolela. Yani mtu ni kama I can say that God has anointed him. Huyu ni kama David Ben Cook kwa kimjora so na
yeah, na Saul.
Huku kwa caves, yeah? Yani this guy we shall never know. And right now here mpaka saa hii familia yake bado iko injustices.
Yeah.
Mnasikia hata bones za baba mpaka hajasewa jipewa. The bones because he
Yeah.
was married in
Nini?
Kamiti. Na mpaka alibariwa kama mfungwa mikono. Na mpaka
imagine.
wa leo Kenya has never given them the bones, the remains of their father to bury him in a free land because Kamiti bado umeshikwa.
Yeah.
So sad.
Very.
So sad.
You know, I usually say that history is missing some parts because you know Queen Lady Jane Grey from England. She's a queen that England never had. You know Paul Gay, that is a president that Kenya never had. You know that Kimathi, Dedan Kimathi, is a president that Kenya never had. You know, those and history will always remain blank of their achievements, and as it remains blank, unless we say that in an alternate universe, those people lived,
Any of these people,
but what they could have done, their visions for their countries, just died with them. Lady Jane Grey was executed 9 days after his coronation.
her coronation.
Yeah, sorry,
Coronation,
her
yeah.
coronation. Yeah, Paul Gay was assassinated. Is it assassinated?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
assassinated.
So you can imagine. Kimathi, he was sold out
By his whole person.
by his own people.
For 60 shillings. No, 150 euros. That is 27k. But sasa tunashtuka ni kama Yesu mwenyewe alizwa na
That,
30 bob.
yeah, that is silver.
Mbona tunashtuka either.
But do you know this one haikuwa imefika at that point. Inafikanga at a point that you are like, yes, ikifika hapo, yeah, tunaweza expect. But haikuwa imefika hapo. Haikuwa imefika to a point that one of our own who understands us, who is born in our own area, you know, ingekuwa sasa ni mtu
Ushauri ule mtu mwenye
kutoka
job,
nje, yeah.
Na mnatumika vibaya. Tuseme mko mjengo mahali na mnatumika vibaya. Na tuseme foreman anatumia vibaya. But huyo mtu yeye ako willing kulipwa saa 3 mjengo. Na nyinyi mkiongea enda kusema huko. So maybe that is the person. Si huyu mtu ambaye alimshoot alikuwa ni part of the guards. Na I heard that alinuaga basi ambayo haijatumika mpaka wa leo. And his children suffered the same fate of walikuwa Muririmo wa Kimathi. You know, the end of Kimathi.
Yeah.
You are the people who yani alikuwa hiyo kitu chochote akinunua akafungua restaurant inachorwa hivyo na watu Muririmo wa Kimathi. The end of Kimathi. The end of Kimathi. So K.N.A, guys, is one of the, we will never know. But at least we can have some clues when you look at him, when you look at his IQ, when you look at as the man he was, the way he made decisions, the way he executed his plans.
Yeah.
I think he was executed in 1957 and he was caught, captured in 1956 and died in 1956 by hanging. And his wife then alikuwa jela.
Alikuwa jela pia.
Alikuwa anafanya pamoja.
Yeah.
Beke alikuwa jela then. Akaambiwa njoo uone watoto. But when she went there with watoto, akaja kuja ona bwanako the last time. When alifika hapa akapata bwanake ashahangiwa. Yani like they were playing psychological wars with the families of the people. Kuja uone bwanako at the last time na watoto and then you come to find it's just a body. So umekuja it's like they're showing you ndo huyu ulikuwa nadhani ni mwanaume fulani sana
ni mortal. Do you know?
These people weren't fair to us.
These people are not fair.
I understand
and that is not
blacks
combat.
are like the way they are right now.
Yeah.
Like blacks were like, whoa, this is why. This is why.
And I don't think, as an admirer of England, I don't think, I do love England. It is my dream country. But when I remember what England did, though we are told let bygones be bygones, some things are hard to forget, you know. I don't think if the family of those people will ever forgive them.
How will you ever forgive? Wewe ungekuwa na
can't.
familia Kimanthi unaona je mzungu?
You can imagine.
And you've seen your videos of your father being kutumiwa vibaya. And you know watoke bado wako alive mpaka saa hii.
Yeah.
You know watoke they are alive mpaka saa hii. So tell me. How would you look at them and be like,
All you can do is just say that as they knew they were getting into that kind of place, they were ready for it, and we congratulate them and we thank them.
You know, I was talking to someone yesterday na akaniuliza you know it can happen.
Yeah.
So psychologically, unafaa kuwa prepared. Something can happen, but you must be positive. So maybe at the moment that these people chose to go fight,
Yeah. We are told, hope for the best, but expect the worst. So they were hoping for a free country, but expecting death, you know. And psychologically, I'm sure that even the wives, they knew how dangerous this was.
it was, but they were willing because
Yeah, because they love the country.
yani hii ni kama kitendo venye wanawake wa Sparta walikuwa wanaacha bwana zao wakapigana.
Yeah. And wanajua 90% will not come back, or even the whole army will not come back, you know. And it was sometimes it was unpleasant waiting, watching, and knowing that Zulfa,
I may not come back.
you may not come back, and I might live a widower for the rest of my life. You know, that thing really pained those ladies.
Do you know, I'm told that alipokuwa prison, aliambia bibi yake, when I die, I would love for you, if you remarry, to still use my name, so that my legacy will. And she did that.
But she did not remarry.
She did remarry.
She did remarry.
Yes.
Oh.
And when she remarried, she used his name to name those children.
Yeah.
Hata kama bwanake ameomoa sasa, unataka kataa?
Saizi?
Utakuwa like, because for your country, some things you just ni patriotic.
Yeah, patriotic. Yeah. So you are just like, yeah, I need to live with that, you know, as a father figure and as an understanding husband. You need to know, I married this, and she is a freedom fighter, you know, and as a freedom fighter, she is a hero, not just to me.
Ni kama when you're married to a police officer ama to a doctor, you talk to a doctor, when he gets paid, hata kama ni saa 4 usiku ataenda. A police officer akiambiwa pale kumekuwa na shughuli fulani, mtu wa jeshi akiitwa kwenda, it's a thing you must be prepared. Mwizi. Mwizi.
There was once a time I dated a doctor. And it was kitambo, nikiwa shule. And the only problem was one. Nataka attention yake 24/7. But
ukiwa uni.
Yeah. So I was like, nataka attention yake na nikimcall ako busy. Akichukua simu akisema hello, mlango inafunguliwa. Doctor, there is someone here, the patient wants to see you. And I was like, when will we ever talk like for 5 minutes? No.
Kama hajaambiwa aende.
Yeah.
Na lazima aende because they are hypocritic or lazima aende, can't let anyone die. Hata kama ni nani for you. Sawa, unless ukifanya ni mgonjwa all the time. Unaona?
Sasa the worst part ni hadi ukijifanya wewe ni mgonjwa, unaenda unapatana na nurse mwingine. Anakuangalia anasema uko sawa, na nakupima pima sijui ni nini, anakuambia you are okay, and you are like, when I want him to come and treat me or her to come and treat me, and they are like, no, we are the doctors, we are nurses too. So it was hard because, and I understand that is how the wives of the freedom fighters felt.
But they knew it was necessary.
Yeah.
They knew it was a necessary sacrifice. You will want warmth at night, but in few years your husband will be killed. So after this, I end up pigania dunia sahi. Yes, you want this person to come and cuddle you at night.
Yeah.
But he has the duty to fight for this because men were falling. Nilikuwa nakwambia jana, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Sisi Kenya hakuna wanaume wengi. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, I told you the ratio is 1:7. So you can imagine one husband should marry 7 ladies. Two. So one man should have 7 wives. Can you imagine that? And with those 7 wives, they should make babies with them. How babies?
They used to go to the forest.
Yeah.
Have their conjugal rights there for forest.
Yeah.
nini, then
Yeah.
you come back home, unaiba bond yako nini.
Yeah.
Ukifika second year unaenda kwa forest, you know, because alikuwa kwa forest there Kimani for a very long time.
Yeah.
Sawa?
Yeah.
And I think our viewers ambao tuangalia saa hii like what they understand.
Yeah. So ikifika hapo ni pale unasemanga I have done my best, you know. I have done my best, and the only thing remaining is I leave all that to God, because how do you
he fought to the last time,
yeah. He did his
but
best.
there's something that we don't know. Do you know after he was captured kuna huyu general ambaye alimwacha akuwe president, sawa?
Yeah.
Kumwacha si atakuwa president, akuwe anamfuatilia, alimwacha if I die you're going to be now the next general of the Mau Mau.
Yeah.
We don't talk about him, but if you see kuna video fulani Jomo Kenyatta after ameapishwa, kuna mtu fulani alikuwa anakaa chizi hapo kwa macho kubwa. And I remember, you know, when I got by Mori, General by Mori.
Yeah.
Sawa? Ndo aliatwa sasa ateke of the nini. Akaambiwa na tena, do not let go of this country. Usikubali mpaka uache mzungu wa mwisho. Hakuna mzungu ana own land huku. And Kenyans own their land.
Yeah.
Even after Kenyatta was installed as the president, hakutoka kwa forest, he continued to fight.
Yeah.
Imagine that's something that will come to cash later on.
Yeah.
But we don't know about that person. So we are going to know about General Baimori later.
Yes,
Sawa?
yes.
So to give us our last, we have like 10 minutes remaining.
Yeah.
So give us our last remarks, you know, anything that you want to tell us about, whatever, and then we can close up the show.
My dear viewers, as we go on 12th to deal to celebrate our, is it Jamhuri?
Jamhuri.
Yeah.
Let us be happy.
Jamhuri Day. Let's remember the people who fought for that Jamhuri
Who fought for
Day.
this country.
The people who made it possible
Yes.
for us to be free to
Today.
the extent of celebrating such a day.
Tumekaa hapa Paradise Hub.
Yeah.
Tunakunywa tu, tunakula tu, tunatolewa vitu hapa.
Yeah.
Nini.
As we stay and as we live in this country, tujue those people really did it. Those people tuwakumbukange. And if you know a family of a freedom fighter, sometimes enda tu uambie thank you. Thank you for the sacrifice,
for the sacrifice
that
they had
you
to give.
people and your family or your father did, you know. Waambie tu asante, because
They gave up a lot.
it takes a lot of courage.
That and kahunes.
Yes, and
Yeah.
knowing that, yes, I'll start fighting you, and we will never see eye to eye. I'll go hide while you will be free. And hapa ni kwetu na najificha
Imagine kwetu. Imagine mtu akuja kwao ni vianze kujificha.
You know, it takes a lot of
Leo
courage.
uanze kujificha. But you know it is necessary ujifiche ndio at least sufuria zako zibaki zako.
Yeah.
Imagine, like for example, let me tell you right now, as you know, right now I'm not living in my own space.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love it because I'm living with family.
Yeah.
You know, but sometimes you need your own space.
Yeah, you need
Like, sometimes
privacy,
just want to
you
be
know.
naked in
Yeah.
your own house and just be like, you know,
Uh-huh.
wacha nikae hapa nimejifunika dress na watch Netflix.
Yeah.
Peke yangu.
Yeah.
Unaona, unatoka tu some kama unajua hii language.
Yeah.
There's some language says musambale.
Yeah.
Sawa?
Yes, that is
So you
French.
just want to be like that, yeah?
Musambale, yeah.
Yeah. And now you can't do it. But hiyo ni nyumba tu. Now imagine your own country.
Whereby kuamuka ni lazima kutembea pale hivyo.
Kipande system was ile.
Yeah, ile
in your
kubwa.
own country.
I think my grandpa has that. Yeah, ako nayo, and he was like hii ndio tulikuwa tunavaa.
Oh my God.
Written the number.
Oh my God, no.
And I was like, how old are you? Like, were you born even in the 1800s? Because that thing looks old, and it's made of, is it wood?
So ni kama ile kitu ukiongea shule ukiongea kikamba.
Yeah, the monitor. The monitor. Yeah.
In your own country, you're a grown up, and it is like nilisikia ukisoma kitabu fulani inaitwa ya Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
It was a very tense time. Kuna kitabu kama Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Let me look at the camera because it is a serious thing that I want to talk about.
Uh-huh.
So anaona muda hapa natupa kisogo, tumekuwa hapa Paradise Hub. Na tunashinda tukisisitiza sisi kama news, Kenya News Alert, we are ready to advertise for you anything that you want us, wherever uko pande zote za Kenya. There's a number ambayo iko pale kwenye screen yako, text pale, piga pale, say what you want. We shall speak to our executive producer and our team will get back to you. Sindio?
Yeah.
So we were talking, this is another show, about tunaipa nini, and I see people are, but then people are loving it,
Yeah.
People are loving it, you know?
Yeah.
Government and ministry. We need everything that we're going through right now is because maybe our parents didn't take the time to know our history and our government and how they correlate and how they make us people, you know. So we are going to teach you. We are going to start by learning. Tukisoma leo kuhusu Jomo Kenyatta, kesho tunasoma kuhusu Ruto. We compare them. So yesterday and today we have tackled K.N.A is the man, the brother, the son, the brother, the husband, the friend, the teacher, the soldier, you know,
the clerk.
Until the moment tulifika mahali alifika akakuwa like na wacha niingie kwa msitu nipige hao wazungu. Mau inamaanisha nini?
Mau. I can't lie at all.
Kwani I forget, but I shall tell you tomorrow. But it's something about tokeni kwetu nendeni kwenu. Sawa? I remember my social study teacher told me that, but I'm forgetting. So my dear beautiful viewers of Kenya News Alert, you, a million of you, you know, thank you so much for subscribing, for sharing, for commenting. We have had a wonderful day eating and dining with the Paradise Hub. Tunasema kesho tupatane hapa wakati the same. Okay, tomorrow will be somewhere else, but wakati huo saa 9 to saa 10. Saa 9 to saa 10,
but different venue.
Leo kidogo muda tumesongeza, but ni pale tulikuwa tunajibamba tu nini. You know, and I will have to apologize for some technical errors that has happened. Unajua man is to error. So thank you. I've been your host, House of Zulfa. This is Government and History, and
I've been your co-host, Lewis Philip.
Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Hello, good morning. This is Kenya News Alert and I'm your host, House of Zulfa. Karibu sana kwenye show yetu ya Morning Tea. Okay, so leo niko peke yangu. Kidogo guest leo amenipotea. Okay, so mtazamaji, tuko pale live YouTube and you can comment, you can subscribe, you can share. Okay, so I want this to be like a very engaging conversation. Sababu ile show ambao tunaongelelea vitu ambavyo vinadhiri saa hii, things that are happening right now. Okay, and we're going to start with kuchambua gazeti. Tutachambua gazeti, tutajua tuko na gazeti la kwanza ni Taifa Leo, and then the other one is The Standard. So let us see what are the headlines hapa. Okay, kusomea vidokezo. Magavana wasema wamelazimishwa vifaa vya matibabu vinavyomeza mabilioni ya SHIF. Alafu wanasema mwanachuo Mtanzania alijua Nairobi na kujirusha. Then kuna wataalamu wa ODM walioingia serikalini sasa waabudu Ruto, you know. But the headline yenye iko sana is Ruto and Uhuru are talking politics. Okay, so let us get into that right now and then tuendelee kudiscuss as you join. Let me open it. So comment pale, you know, and tell me, what do you think, what was in the question of today is, what do you think is happening? Yes? What do you think is happening when Ruto and Uhuru wameamua kumit after all that time? Okay? Okay. So, inasema Uhuru meeting jolts political landscape, fuels 2027 election talk. Sawa. Pale mbele, I remember kuna wakati ambao tulikuwa tumongelelea when I had the guest, and then we talked about how Ruto went to Kalonzo's daughter's wedding, and people were commenting and saying that obviously ajaenda bure, obviously ameenda sababu kuna it's a political marriage. Yes? And then kidogo tukasikia pia ameenda, as in President Ruto ameenda kumwona Uhuru after a very long time, and people were asking what is happening. And then kidogo umbea, you know, the juice from there was at the discussion, because the discussion was ash, yeah. So tukaambiwa they were discussing about the state of Kenya, you know. So mtazamaji wangu, I want you to comment pale YouTube, utuambie what do you feel about the state of Kenya right now, and when they meet, is it for Kenya or is it for their own political gain? Yes. So let me read from, so anasema Uhuru Ruto meeting jolts political landscape fuels 2027 election. Yes, wanasema Deputy President Githuri Kindiki meets with the former president and Ruto. Okay, so a surprise meeting between President William Ruto and his predecessor Uhuru Kenyatta on Monday has sent shockwaves across political landscape as Kenyans wait with bated breath to witness the implications ahead in the general elections. Unajua, it is a confusing thing, yeah, because ngoja nitoe glasses, you know, tuonane face to face. So tuliona Ruto before even he was the president of Kenya, kulikuwa kuna issues between yeye and the president, the former president, that is Mr. Uhuru. And then for some time ukabaki wamekosana, sijui nini, Uhuru ameacha kumsupport kuhusu election ambayo iliyopita and stuff. Yes? And now kukakuwa na bad blood for some time, for 3 years. Sindio? And then, you know, as we said, everything that happens, everything that a politician anafanya, everything wanafanya is always, there's a reason why they are doing it. There's a reason why they are doing it. Hawafanya tu hivyo bure, wanafanya kwa sababu ya shughuli fulani. Okay? So, tukaona after some time, Ruto, as in the president, Ruto, kukuwa na issues, impeach Mr. nani? Rigathi Gachagua, and there was a tense moment in Kenya. Sindio? And then that's when we come to see Uhuru amejitokeza. Tunamwona ameenda kuvisit huko kwa Kalonzo, and then kidogo anaanza kuongea na nani? Na Ruto. Now as Kenyans unasikia, we are waiting, we don't know what is happening, because as a moment we're like, okay, maybe he's going to support now Kalonzo. Okay? And now maybe sasa Vesa we meet na Ruto na wanakuwa na ash meetings, and we don't know what is being discussed there, then maybe, you know, maybe they're going watashikana tena. So we don't know what is going to happen in 2027. At this point, what is happening, you know? So let me continue. Wanasema talks of possible reapproachment between Ruto and Uhuru have not only thrown a wrench in the political works, but also thrust into the 4 questions about the political fate of Mount Kenya region and future of the opposition party Azimio coalition, in which Uhuru sits as the council chairperson. And yeah, by the way, that happened. After some time, ilibaki Uhuru ndo amekuwa nani? Amekuwa chairperson wa Azimio party. So tell me, this is the coalition party. Sindio? And then there's a inaitwa Jubilee ambayo ni Mr. President. Sindio? Na wakati ambapo Uhuru alienda kukaa pale kando na akakuwa chairman wa the other party, it meant that now these people are wasikizani. Okay? And sasa ni hawa sasa again tumewaona wako pamoja. What does it mean? What does it mean? Okay? As we think about that, I'm going to continue reading. Wanasema during the meeting held in Uhuru's Ichwari's backyard, the two leaders are said to have conferred on the need to address various issues such as fostering national unity, addressing pressing economic challenges, and advancing Kenya's development goals. Now, unajua, what I can say is, okay, we are tense because we don't know what this means for the political and the election that is coming. That is 3 years from now, 2027. Actually, hata mwaka ni kama ambao ushaisha. So, anajua Kenya tunarukiaga sana. Kwanza in fact tunapenda kurukia vitu like just evil too, you know, tukiona huyu amemit na huyu we are talking. So, sababu wanasema they were discussing about Kenya because maybe the president Ruto aliona amefanya vitu fulani and he was like, hey, let me go back, you know, venye Kenya malimefika, I need to go back to the president, to the former president, a person who ran Kenya for 10 years, anipe advice, tuongee, unaona, tuelewane. Unajua, okay, I usually say to my friends, sometimes as a grown up you go back to your mom and you're asking, mom, how does this go? How do we do this? How do we do this? You know, after some time ya kujifanya unaweza and stuff, si ndio? So maybe he was like, Kenya haiko poa, and let me go back to Uhuru. Let me go back to the man who ran this country for like 10 years. Tukae chini to discuss. Tukae chini anipe wosia. Sindio? Aniambie, what am I going to do about this? Did I do something wrong when I impeached Gachagua? You know, when I'm not listening to the youth and people are like hating on me and people wanakata uongozi wangu. Sindio? And so, I think we addressed the pressing economic challenges and advancing Kenya's development goals. Sindio, some of the leaders appreciated the need to achieve broader and more inclusive political consensus in the governance of our country to accelerate inclusive growth and fulfill the national development agenda. A statement from status released immediately after the meeting. Okay. So, kuna issue ambayo tulikuwa tunadiscuss hapa juzi. Sijui kama kuna, if you are live with us. Tulikuwa tunasema Kenya sisi imekuwa ni kama it's like only 2 tribes speak for the entire Kenya. Only 2 tribes speak for us. 2 tribe ni gani? That is Murima and the lake people, you know. So it's either Wajaka ama Wagikuyu, sindio? Those are the people that speak only. Those are the people that wako like, okay, ukitaka kukua president, ukitaka kuwa deputy president, ukitaka kuvai for anything, jishikanisha either na Azimio ama Jubilee. You know, and you know these 2 represent only two major tribes here. Sindio? So maybe, and you know people now are speaking. Tukasema pia kuna watu pia wameanza kujitokeza. Watu wameanza kukataa, wameanza kusema tunataka Matiang'i, tunataka Morara Kebaso, tunataka Wamalo, tunataka Kalonzo, tunataka, you know, we want other tribes because since Kenya became Kenya, since Kenya ilipata uhuru tumekuwa kuwa na only 2 types of presidents, yeah? Tumekuwa na the Kalenjins but not so much, and then Wagikuyu, but the tribes that speaks are only 2. Sindio? So wanasema the story that came from that meeting is what that they were trying to achieve broader and more inclusive political census. And that is what we want as a Kenyan, because tulisema we are 43 tribes in Kenya. Sindio? And 43 tribes, it can be that only 2 tribes ndo zinafanya nini? Zinatu lead. Only 2 tribes ndo zinaongelea everything, you know. So maybe they go sit down and they're like, okay, maybe it's now time hizo tribes zingine wakule hiyo kiki ambayo iko hapo, si ndio? So tunasema wasema a separate statement from the former heirs of state also indicated that some people in the position as had faced harassment, calling for the cession of the same state, further emphasizing the need for vibrant opposition, transparency, and the need to fulfill the Reconciliate and Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission (IEBC). On his part, Ruto agreed to engage all stakeholders to remove unnecessary tension and propose a reconciliatory way forward. Sawa? Okay, maybe he's trying to reconcile with the Murima. You know, after each saga ya Kashagwa atoke, after all that, tumekuwa tense because tulikuwa tunasema don't hate the game. You know, don't hate the players, hate the game. Sindio? Because that is the game yenye ambayo inaendelea. So that is that. Tumesema tunachambua gazeti. So that is that. Ukitaka kuendelea na hiyo, you shall go and get your copy of the Standard. Sindio? Now let us go to something else, yeah? Kuna Uhuru Ruto talks over strategic moves of sign of weakness in Kenya Kwanza. I think that is bado more about everything that they were discussing, because that is the hot topic right now. Tumesema as a Kenyan people tumetensa tujue what is going on. These people ni kama vile tusema Mike so wili wakienda kupatana, you know, and uko hapo uko like okay, what is going to happen? You know, is either they fight or they reconcile, you know? Sindio? So mostly what the Standard is talking about is more and more about what they were speaking, because as a Kenyan people we want to know what they were talking about. Sindio? Aya, bado kwa the Standard wanasema kuna issue ambayo inasema stop killing our girls and women. Sindio? Protesters demand. Unajua for some time, and it is a really sad thing, and I remember some weeks ago we had like a whole discussion and we were like, stop the femicide. Stop femicide. Because femicide imekuwa ni kama like now a story ambayo tu ya kawaida saa hii. Like says femicide yani kidogo yani hey Jesus. I don't know what is happening. And we discussed this and we were like, why are people killing each other? I mean, the moment that you know, unapata most of the people are young people killing each other, or people in toxic marriages killing each other, and the people who are getting killed most are young ladies. And I remember we discussed and we talked about it, and it was a really sad thing. Nasemaga, I remember I was talking to my cousin, and she's like an elder cousin of mine, and she was like, Zulfa ikifika place upate, you know, unaona hapa there is no peace, hakuna haja uendelee kukaa hapo, hakuna haja uendelee like kufight for it, you just get out, you just go. Because yani unajua yani the moment unaendelea kukaa in a very toxic marriage ama a toxic relationship, that is not good. So the Standard is talking about, let us go deeper in that and know what they were talking about, because there was demonstrations in Nairobi. So asama, demonstrators flooded Nairobi streets yesterday during the final days of days of activism campaign to end gender-based violence. The protests, which came at a time of increased violence against women, were staged in various parts of the country and called for equal rights for women in Kenya. During demonstrations, several protesters were arrested after clashing with police officers who lobbed tear gas. Kenya. So bado hata mkienda kuprotest bado for femicide bado tunamwagiwa tear gas. So let us get into that, yeah. Tunachambua tu tukipitia as we get to the main topic. So wanasema the 16th day of activism against gender violence came to an end ironically as police unleashed terror on activists in Nairobi amid calls on the government to ensure perpetrators of violence are punished. score of rights of activists, among them Amnesty International Kenya Executive Director Irungu Houghton was tear-gassed and arrested for participating in a peaceful anti-femicide march in the city. Enyewe seriously. Tunaambia police ni nini? Police ukisoma kwenye social studies ama history, I don't know what they call it right now, yeah. Wanasema police are here to enforce the laws, and the laws which are made by the MPs, the parliament, so the government. Sindio? So guys, seriously, as a government we are failing when people are there, protesting about women being killed, our sisters, our mothers, our wives, our friends being killed, na mnakuja kuturushia tear gas. Seriously. That is so sad, because let me tell you, mwaka imekuwa tu people being killed, and these are ladies being killed. I remember one of the most saddest story nilisikia ni ile story ambayo kuna mdada ambaye yeye na mtoto wake mdogo waliuliwa, and it was really sad because huyu mwanamke alikuwa ametoka from a toxic marriage na akapata mtu ambaye anamwambia atamsaidia, and they were killed. Na more than 200 women have been killed this year. So it is so sad when we are protesting this, and then police mnakuja seriously, mnakuja kumwaga tear gas kwa watu ambao wana protest kukataa our moms, our sisters. It's a sad thing, yeah. So let us see. So when you want to know more of that story, you shall go to the standards and know more of that story. Sindio? What else? Tunachambua tu hapo juu. Okay. So let us go to Taifa Leo. Now Taifa Leo wanasema uchaguzi mashinani wapasua chungwa. Sindio? Wanasema inadaiwa washindi wa kura za mchujo mashinani walichaguliwa na wanasiasa ili kufanikisha malengo yao binafsi. So apparently kulikuwa na election ambayo ilikuwa inaendelea mashinani, for mchujo. And so let us get into that. Sindio? Okay. Wanasema ODM ilianza uchaguzi wake November 27, huku ikitangaza baadaye kuwa shughuli hiyo ilifaulu. Sindio? Wanasema hisia mseto zimeibuka kuhusiana na uchaguzi wa majuzi, huku baadhi ya wanachama wakihisi kudanganywa baada ya matokeo kutangazwa. So apparently ODM walikuwa nafanya some elections hapo ndani. People, I don't know these are the question that I was asking. It is only 2 years tangu to kuwe the new president, and right now tushaanza campaign. Lakini Kenya na politics tushaanza campaign, hata atujapeana, it's like fiti. I was saying ni kama watu wako na bucket list, like I want to be a president, I want to be something, I want to do this. So the moment eti huyu ashakuwa iko like okay, huyu ashakuwa sasa, now it is me, because sasa na nyinyi mnafanya eti elections hapo mkijiprepare for the next election, and bado it is only 2 years since Kenya. So nasema ingawa chama hicho kilitangaza kuwa shughuli hiyo ilifanikiwa, baadhi ya wanachama Homa Bay wana wasiwasi kuhusu matokeo. Inadaiwa washindi wa shughuli hiyo walichaguliwa na wanasiasa ili kutumiza maslahi yao. Everywhere is corruption. In Kenya, when it comes to politics, ni corruption too. Ni corruption. Unaeka mtu ambaye unajua kingi huko ndani atafanya kitu yenye unataka, and then us as Kenyans tunabaki the same. Tunabaki majenzia tuna kazi, tunabaki hospitali zetu hazina madawa, tunabaki madaktari hawalipwa, tunabaki I heard that pia teachers ambao wamesomea huku wanaambiwa watapelekwa kusomesha majuu. Tunabaki hakuna employments, because when we elect people, when these people are elect each other, wanaekana watu ambao wanajuana huko ndani. So sad. So wanasema Maafisa wa chama wakiongozwa na mwenyekiti wa Homa Town Magharibi Bwana Orasha Ochuodo na mwenzake wa Homa Town Mashariki Bwana William Oyongo wametoa wito kwa viongozi wa ODM kufutilia mbali matokeo ya uchaguzi huo, wakisema kuna maswali mengi kuhusu namna washindi walivyopata viti. I will not get into that. So kama unataka kujua more about uchaguzi wa ODM, utaenda kutafuta Taifa Leo. Okay, na bado iko online by the way. Sawa? Okay, so then there is now the aid topic ambayo inaendelea. Nasema shirika laanika uozo wa uongo na hongo wa utawala wa Rais Ruto. Sawa Sasa utawala wa miaka miwili wa Rais Ruto umepokea alama duni na shutuma kali kwa kukita mfumo wa ufisadi na kuepuka adhabu ili kujinusuru kisiasa. Ripoti ya hivi punde zaidi ya shirika la Africa Center of Open Governance AFRICOG inaonyesha kwamba Wakenya wengi wanaamini kuwa Kenya inaelekea pabaya chini ya Kenya kwanza. You know, that is a question that imekuwa ikiendelea. In fact, that is a thing. Maana nasikia topic yetu inasema Uhuru and Ruto talk politics, because it is a tense moment. As a Kenyan people, we are tense. Kumekuwa na deaths. First of all, kumekuwa na deaths. Tumekuwa na life yetu imepanda juu, yani life yetu, our life imepanda juu, imepanda huko, yani hatuweza afford vitu fulani. Promises that were told, they are not being met, and it's like now our cries are falling into deaf ears. So people are tense about this entire thing. Sawa? So wataalamu wanaongea kwenye Taifa Leo wanasema ripoti ya AFRICOG yatoa taswira mbaya ya hali ya taifa na kushtumu serikali kwa kuwezesha mfumo unawafumainisha wachache. But that is true, because it's like now the government is for some people. Kuna watu ambao wanasema, the small group of people wanasema it is good, it is well, serikali inafanya everything, we are good. And then tunajiuliza, now those people ambao wanasema hivyo, and then we saw like where all those young people, all those Gen Zs ambao walienda kuandamana. Do you think, never in history we ever seen such young people wake up to go kuandamana hiyo design? Atujawai. And why are they doing that? And it is a topic that here in Kenya News Alert we have been talking about. We have been really talking about. Because as the tomorrow people, hatuna makazi. Life imekuwa ngumu, hatu afford. And the promise that we were told is go to school, study, earn your degree, kutakuwa na jobs. Mimi as William Ruto nita provide jobs. My government will do this. My government will do this. And now ni kama ushaona mtu anakuambia kitu alafu after some time na behave ni kama si alisema hiyo stuff. Unapata mtu ana behave ni kama ambaye si alisema stuff. Because ukiona mpaka AFRICOG, and AFRICOG is like a whole African thing. They are watching us. And they see that we are not okay. We are not okay. The government is for some people, and the rest nyinyi endeleeni tu kuongea. So Taifa Leo inaendelea kusemaje? Inasema utawala wa miaka miwili wa Rais William Ruto umepokea alama duni na shutuma kali kwa kukita mfumo wa ufisadi na kuepusha adhabu ili kujinusuru kisiasa. Ripoti ya hivi punde zaidi ya shirika la Africa Center Open Governance. Now this African Center Governance is like now all countries, kama you go there, you mnajisailisha huko, and then now they do a research in each and every country, see how you're governing. That's what it's called, governance. How are you governing your country? Sawa, umepewa mamlaka juzi, inaenda kuwa sawa ama iko sawa? Watu wako aje, ama iko aje? And wameobserve, wameona Kenya iko poa. Kenya iko poa, sawa. Wanasema wanasema wa Kenya wanaamini kuwa Kenya inaelekea pabaya chini ya serikali ya Dr. Ruto ya Kenya Kwanza. Ripoti hiyo iliyotolewa Jumatatu inatoa taswira mbaya ya hali ya taifa na kushtumu utawala wa siasa kwa kuwezesha mfumo mbovu unaofunaisha wachache. Ikifafanua tathmini yake mbaya, ripoti hiyo ilitaja kashfa kama vile mikataba ya mabilioni ya Adani iliyofutwa, sakata ya ugizaji wa mafuta ya kupikia mchele na mbolea ya ruzuku kama baadhi ya sakata ambazo zimekuwa nembo ya utawala wa Kenya Kwanza. Ripoti hiyo inashtumu rais na kwa kuendeleza sio na siasa za kujikinga kupitia upendeleo, kandarasi za kutiliwa shaka na uteuzi. So these people have, when they start doing their thing, they go deep. Wanakuja kwa ground pole 2 years wana observe. 2 years wana observe tu pole. 2 years wana observe tu. And they are like, you know what? This is not good. Kenya kilimo ilikuwa the first thing. Ilibaki because I remember they were saying tunapeana fertilizer ambazo ni free and sijui nini and then fertilizer ikabaki zimeanza kuuzwa. As youth hatuna kazi. Why is that? The government said that we are going to do this and they are not doing. And even outsiders are observing this. So I'm going to go, tutafika hapo alafu tutaingia kwenye kuangalia comments and then we shall continue as we talk about this. So my viewers, what do you think about the state of Kenya right now? What do you think? Tunaelekea wapi? Tunafanya nini? And what can we do as the people of tomorrow? Because yesterday I was saying Kenya is our first love. Na tukiachilia na tuseme eti my dears, we shall lose our country. Tutakuja tupata na tushauzwa jamani. So you guys, anyone that is joining right now, welcome. We are going to go for a short break and then you're going to come back and continue to tackle, and I'll be reading your comments. So comment pale, like, subscribe. Sawa? We're going to go on a short break and we're going to come back. Hello, this is good evening saye. Habari ya jioni watazamaji wa Kenya News Alerts. This is House of Zulfa. Karibu kwenye Government and History. Kidogo mtatusamea leo tunaifanya mapema. We can't wait to do it with you. So of late tumekuwa tukidiscuss about Dedan Kimathi. Kwa wale hata niwapee recap kwa wale ambao hawajakuwa kwenye hizo live, si ndio? So we were discussing about Dedan Kimathi, and the first day we discussed about Dedan Kimathi as the man, as the son, as the brother, as the father, as a teacher. Okay? And after that we discussed Dedan Kimathi as the now the freedom fighter. We followed his entire journey. I had a guest kwa show. We followed his entire journey mpaka in every decision that he made mpaka afike kuwa freedom fighter. even after his death, we even met his wife Mukami and his children. Sindio? So this show ambayo ni mpya ya government and history, tutakuwa tunaongelelea mambo ambayo yana affect things that happened in the past, heroes and people, and how they impacted our life now. Okay, so it's history and then the government. So how does that history affect us right now and affect the government right now? So tutaanza na history and then we shall compare it to now. So karibu, commenti, like, sawa, you subscribe and you share. Karibu. So today we are talking about this lady from Machakos. Her name was Syokimau. So let us go to Syokimau. Syokimau was a renowned Kamba medicine woman and prophetess who lived in the 1800s, long before Kenya was colonized. She was born in the Iveti Hills near present-day Machakos town. Her origins are shrouded in mystery, with some legends suggesting she appeared miraculously as no one knew her parents or relatives. So, we sijui kama nyi ambayo mmesoma history. Me, I did history in high school. And I remember my teacher talking about Syokimau, the likes of Syokimau, Mekatilili Wamenza. They were all like prophetess, and the things that they prophetized zili impact our lives. Sawa, we shall get to for now Syokimau, but we shall get to Mekatilili. Sawa, so Syokimau, Iveti is somewhere down there in Machakos, Iveti Hills. Yes. Now it's a beautiful place, a really beautiful place with a lot of big stones, and kuna mandhari mazuri, by the way, actually. So alikuwa ametoka kule Syokimau, ametoka kule na hakuna mtu, but actually when you ask about Syokimau, unataka kujua ametoka wapi specifically, ametoka kwa nani specifically, who are the brothers, who are the sisters, who are the whatever, no one knows. No one knows. Okay, maybe she just appeared. Let me tell you a story. Mikifika kwa history napiga story. So let me tell you a story about my grandmother. Told me a certain story, and she said that there was this I'm going to call it like a fairy, or like a watu ambao obsessed na vitu kama Disney and Marvel, you understand, maybe a goddess. She was like a goddess, and my grandmother told me that there used to be different, I don't know, let me say fairies or goddesses for different things, and you used to see them. So she told me that there was this one in particular, alikuwa anaitwa Ndambi, and Ndambi used to be in the river. Such a beautiful girl. Ulikuwa unampata, she told me that ulikuwa unampata jioni, msera mrembo kabisa, mweupe pepe, anaoga. Na alikuwa anaoga kwa, unajua, if you go to like a natural dam, utapata kuna like a circle ya maji safi, and then now kuna a stream, and then utapata the entire dam. So she used to shower hapo kwa this clean, very clean water. Alikuwa anaitwa Ndambi. Why am I talking about Ndambi? I'm talking about Ndambi because people say they don't know where Syokimau came from. Sawa, they just hawezi kuambia eti wale ni watu wa Syokimau. Kama venye tuliongelea watu wa Dedan Kimathi tukasema alikuwa na watoto, alikuwa na bibi, alikuwa na bwana. We know nothing about Syokimau. Eti alitoka wapi, mamake ni nani, we know nothing. So maybe she was a goddess or a fairy or something. The god or the gods had sent here to come and warn people, about wazungu ambao walikuwa wanakuja. So my grandmother tells me that these goddesses used to be there. Kulikuwaga ziu wakulima, kulikuwaga ziu wa ng'ombe, kulikuwaga, that is mifugo, kulikuwaga na uwe wa maji ambayo kutoka Ndambi, and you were told you should not look at her while she's bathing, yeah? But ulikuwa unampata hapo. Now you imagine wewe ni kijana, unapata dem super anaoga mahali, utakosa je kumwangalia? So tuachane na either way. Let's continue with Syokimau. So, Syokimau prophetic abilities were believed to have been granted by a benevolent spirit that visited her when she was a young girl. Ishaanza kwa saa movie ya Nigeria. So, we know Syokimau existed. So there's no point of sahi kwanza kusema eti hii ni story ya jaba, eti kulikujaga mtu spirit ikampea powers nini, because we know that everything that she prophesied did come true. And we have named buildings after her, we've named places after her. So damn, those benevolent spirits should find me. Okay, so Syokimau, she became famous for her accurate predictions, including foreseeing attacks from neighboring communities like the Maasai and the Kikuyu, which allowed the Kamba warriors to prepare and defend themselves. By the way, I don't know, the Maasai na the Kamba walikuwa wanapigananga ng'ombe all the time. Like all the time. Alafu back then nile wakati ambao used to smoke signals. You know, I was talking to someone the other day. Tulikuwa tunaongelea tunasema, now imagine dating in that time. Dating and the only signal, just because unatuma tu text ama unatuma pin and then whatever. Now imagine back then if you're dating a girl from the other village or a boy from the other village, na unabidi washe smoke. Inabidi like washe smoke na maybe your day mwendea kwa anaangalia hiyo side, alikuwa anaangalia side nyingine. How do you communicate? Like it must be a very 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 difficult time for dating or doing anything. Hata acha hivyo, when those people are coming to attack na mtu amesema wacha ni washe smoke signals, unapata upepo inapiga side nyingine, hiyo upepo inaonyesha watu wengine wa maybe it is Machakos and Machakos is bigger and inakuja mpaka inaonyesha watu wa hii side hiyo smoke. So watu wa Iveti wanadhani wao wana get attacked na kumbe smoke ilikuwa huko mbali kabisa side ya Masi. Na watu wa Masi wanakuja kuatakiwa, but because of upepo, it might has been very, very hard, yeah. Smoke signals. Damn. So listeners, niambeni, what do you think about that? What do you think about the dating time ya huko? Alafu hizi smoke signals kweli zilikuwa za work all the time? Alafu ama ile walikuwa sema either ni smoke signals ama kupiga drum ama kutuma messenger. You know, we should thank technology, yes. So Syokimau, she conducted prayers and made sacrifices under a designated tree known as the Idhembo, which served as a shrine. So wanasema Syokimau alikuwa anaenda kufanya, you know, when you are a prophetess, kuna zile duties ambazo uko nazo. Tumeangalia movies za Nigeria enough. Tumeona Mama Jia akiwa prophetess. Tumeona hizi movies. Tumejua you must go there, wear like a red thing, a red cloth and be all weird and stuff, you know. And then like ukwe na makuku huko na masanamu huko and stuff. So that is what Syokimau used to do. And I think that shrine is still here. Like when you want, if you're from another place, you can go to Iveti and you'll find the shrine of Syokimau. So she used to conduct prayers and make sacrifices. Sawa. So prophecies extended beyond immediate threats to include significant events such as the arrival of Europeans and construction of Kenya-Ugandan Railway. So, when you're a prophet, I'm told that you sleep and you dream. Ama the prophecies are poured onto you. I don't know. I'll say tunasemaga it is God. Then I don't know. They used to say maybe spirits, ancestral spirits. Yeah. So ndo zilimuoneshaga, na I'm told my grandmother tells me that she said kuna nyoka kubwa inakuja. Hiyo nyoka inakuja na nyeupe. She said it's a white, long, very 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 long snake and it is white. Now imagine sasa amekuja ameamka asubuhi amesema nimeota hivyo. And you know you guys obviously unajua kitambo alikuwa anawapea prophecies za kusema naona ng'ombe zikiibiwa, and then the Masai wanakuja wanaiba ng'ombe. So umezoeaga prophecies zake ni zile literally. And now she says naona kuna nyoka kubwa anakuja mweupe na akikuja kutakuwa na shida. And things will change. Actually, we shall get to I shall mention some of our prophecies and how they came true and how they affected us and how they affected those past people and how people are colonized according to our prophecies. Yeah. So tujeke tena nasema let us imagine. Let us put ourselves up. I love putting myself kwa hiyo shoe. So this is Syokimau amekuja ameniambia Zulfa, naona kuna kuja nyoka mweupe mrefu tena sana na akija kutakuwa na shida. And now obviously mimi I'll be like ndakuwa rada anywhere kuna tunyasi, niko like alisema kuna nyoka anakuja, nyoka atakuwa mkubwa. So you know we don't think, you know, because unajua ni kitu we didn't know Europeans, we didn't know white people, we didn't know them, they didn't know us, we were all strangers to each other. Okay, so obviously hakuna mtu ambaye angefikiria kama the white snake inamaanisha really, sababu we used to do long distance trading ilikuwa ni mguu. Okay, so no one knows any technology, no one knows any kind of infrastructure, because we used to use like hizo forest, because wanasema tulikuwa tunatumia hizo manjia za kufatanisha. Unasema Mombasa inaweza, ukiamua Mombasa ni huko chini, unafuata tu ukienda huko chini mpaka uende, and most people died. People died through those long distance traveling. So no one knew about what Syokimau was talking about. No one knew at all. So maybe they stayed wakakaa wakaona hiyo imeisha hakuna, you know. Then later let us continue. We shall get to the prophecies. Let us first know who was Syokimau as the person. So anasema Syokimau's life and prophecies have left a lasting legacy among the Kamba people and in Kenyan history. Her name lives on in modern residential area of Syokimau, which is a testament to her enduring influence. Obviously everyone knows Syokimau ni wapi. Syokimau, it is named after Syokimau. Now this Syokimau that we are talking about, the lady that was born in Iveti Hills in the 1800s, because you are the first, when you go through history, unajua the first people the first explorers arrived at Rabai in 1849. That's when the first explorers tunakujanga wa kwanza wale walikuja kuexplore wajue huku ni wapi. They came in 1849. Now Syokimau alikuwa huko because I think she never met the white people, but she prophesied about them. Sindio? Now let us go and see what ninataka kuguzia tu some examples of the prophecies ambazo alisema and how they affected us. Naomba nikienda kuangalia zile prophecies, continue on commenting, continue on sharing, continue on subscribing, and also I will continue to insist, if you need to advertise anything, if you need a team of experts wa Kenya News Alert to advertise anything for you, all you have to do is look at your screens and then you'll find a number there, and that number you will contact that number na utaongea na the team of Kenya News Alert, and then mtawasiliana alafu we shall land to you. We shall come to you and we shall come to advertise what you want us to advertise for you. So guys, Syokimau, such a powerful name. Syokimau. I don't know what it means. I was trying to find what it means, but I don't know what it means. Syokimau. Let us get back to the prophecies of Syokimau and how they affected us as a country. So, some of the examples of her prophecies were colonization by the British. Hiyo ndio ya kwanza. Anasema Syokimau predicted that people with funny skin the white people now, people with funny skins, the white people would come, take over the land and force the locals to abandon their gods and adopt the British religion. This prophecy came true when the arrival of the European missionaries and the subsequent colonization of Kenya. So alisema, back then as an African community, we used to worship rivers. Ulikuwa naambiwa we used to worship mountains. Ukikuja upate mti mkubwa sana, you worship that, and they used to, when our wazungu walikuja wakatuambia mna worship idols. But when you think about it, our forefathers, our ancestors were not worshiping idols. Because when you look at a mountain, kuna ngoma fulani inasemaga, nikitembea kote duniani ndege uimba, and so milima inapendeza macho, and God is in that. God is in his creation. God is in that beautiful, powerful, strong current river. God is in that big tree, big mwamba tree. God is in that mountain, So I think our ancestors were not worshiping idols. They were admiring and appreciating God's creation. Sawa? So K.N.A alikuwa ameshaambia watu, kuna kujua. Na hao watu wakija ambao wako na funny skin wakija, amtapenda. They will come, they will force you to work, they will force you to leave your gods, and you will have to do everything that they're saying. And maybe people were like, unajua unaambia prophet anakataliwa kwao. So maybe people were like, asa funny skin ya kina nani? Funny skin ya kina nani? Unaona? Aya. So the second prophecy of K.N.A was attacks from neighboring communities. She could foresee attacks from neighboring communities like the Maasai and the Gikuyu, giving the Kamba warriors time to prepare. You shall go through it. Because I have told you, Wakamba and Maasai, like that is one thing. They used to fight for ng'ombe and fight for stuff. Fight all the time. So that one I've touched about. Then the third one is modern architecture. As about K.N.A foresaw a generation that would build houses on top of one another. What? Wow. Umesikia wewe? This one was a goddess, yeah? So K.N.A foresaw a generation that would build houses on top of one another. Now those are story buildings. Aliona magorofa. That was 1800s. Wakati hata tulikuwa tunajenga na udongo. And we used to thatch the roofs with this kind of, but we used to use thatch kind of roofing and udongo. And she foresaw like 100 years from now, like huko mtajenga nyumba ambazo mtajenga magorofa. Damn. Which is interpreted as the construction of apartments and skyscrapers. She also mentioned that this generation would behave strangely, disrespect traditions and not fear taboos. And that is true. Madam alikuwa on point. Sawa, tushajenga hizo skyscraper already. She says that you'll build houses on top of one another. And then sasa tumefika ile place, nilikuwa nasema meme fulani nasema Gen Z anaona mzee amesimama kwa gari na badala muamukie kiti anauliza mwenzake, mbona mzee ameingia kwa gari kama imejaa? And I remember back then when we were children, aungekaa chini kama mtu mzima, like someone hata mwenye ako 1 year older than you amesimama. The moment you see your elders coming, you stand up. Back then, ukienda ushago, I remember there's this grandmother of mine that used to beat you like vibaya sana. Eti una nini?